Hello, everybody. That's World of Horror you just heard, which will hopefully be coming up on... There we are. I'm just going to tab out to lower the volume a little bit. It's just a little hot in my ears. That shouldn't be affecting things for you, though. So, good evening. Sorry for a later start. I mean, for Fridays, it's always a little bit of a, a roll of the dice as to whether or not stuff gets done on time. Oh, hang on. I can't remember if I tweeted out and tagged up the stream properly, so let me just get that out of the way too. Yes, we have World of Horror, and I have my tweet out. So, this is a game by, I believe it's Panstaz is the name. It is available on Steam in early access and itch.io. One thing I will encourage you to do, if you would like, if you pick it up on itch.io, one thing that's nice about that service is that it's a set the revenue share you want. And so it is possible that the developer might make a little bit more money off of the sale, or at the very least it's an amount that they opted into as opposed to having it imposed by Steam. I suppose alternatively you can say, well, if you buy it on Steam, that helps them get to the revenue goal that reduces the rate at which they pay. I guess that's another way of looking at it. And it's published by, I think it's Yeastbread Games. Both of these are sort of entities I found out about because of World of Horror, and specifically because they gave me a key to for promotional purposes. So thank you very much for that. What was I going to say? If this is your first time seeing the game, we did do this on Wednesday. I actually had a really good time with it. It's been doing the rounds on Twitch. They seem to... I don't know... I mean, it's always hard to tell, right? Because with independent games, I've seen very few... Like, in terms of stuff that people play online, I have seen very few bad indie games. This doesn't mean they don't exist, but the quality level of pretty much anything that you would see from an independent developer, and particularly one who would kind of get the attention of a Twitch streamer to stream it, no matter how small, generally is very good. I think there's a couple of things that push World of Horror, to stand out from the crowd. It's got this really neat sort of 1-bit or monochromatic. I'm not quite sure what the appropriate name for this is. I kind of thought that this was supposed to be like a Macintosh or an old Apple II, but all of the startup windows in that seem to indicate that it's some variation of a PC. I guess it'd be called like PC compatible back in that time. I don't know. I'll have to ask Kilgore. He'd know. But it has lots of neat little details, like the shadow of the mouse. I always kind of thought that this was just the OS not quite being ready to do a GUI properly. And there's a few different color options and all of that. But obviously that's not the big reason why people are looking at it. Apparently it is inspired by a manga artist. I gotta remember this guy's name. I never get it right. Junji Ito. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Maybe to talk a little bit about why I was interested in this. Talwyn Greenwood, thank you very much for that host. I think you also hosted me during the Elder Scrolls playthrough, but I didn't see the notification until after the stream was done, so a belated thank you to that as well. I hope you're doing well. I saw a few people streaming this, and it has a very unique art style, and apparently it is inspired by this manga artist. And I don't know, it caused me to sort of seek it out, and it's great looking stuff. Incredibly unsettling, but it definitely looks really good. And apparently, like I said last stream, this guy seems to be having a bit of a moment because there seems to be some indication that he might be working on a remake of Silent Hill, I think it was. But yeah, it's kind of neat to see all this stuff kind of combining together. I have not read any of the material that has inspired this, either in the Lovecraftian sense or I've never read any manga. So I'm probably not exactly the intended audience for this, but it's a really neat game. It's quite well thought out. There's a couple of little rough edges that I bumped up against, which didn't quite work for me, but nothing that stopped me from enjoying the game. And we went through the tutorial and sort of a first run on Wednesday, and tonight we're going to see sort of what happens when you replay the game, because it does list itself as a roguelike. I guess roguelite is the term that everybody's using. I prefer roguelike personally, but one of the staples of a genre like this is the ability to get a little bit more each time you play it, and definitely there's different endings, there's different options that come up. So let's see what we're up with. Talman says, you've started your own attempts at streaming, hence the host when you finished. Oh, that's awesome. I will. So first of all, for those of you, there's actually quite a few of you here already. I am happy to pass along the good feelings. I definitely know that when I started streaming, I had a few people help me out in terms of just drawing attention to the stream and whatnot. It is definitely very difficult to get started. So for those of you who are looking for new streams, please do check out Tallwyn Greenwood. He's always fun to have inside of chat as a chatter, and I always suspect that that's an indication of a character that's worth checking out in broadcast form. No problem at all. But as far as I'm concerned, there's one thing that we started. So I'm a little sad to do this just because I know Eyes of Sin responded so well to this this color scheme. But I did say each new adventure would get a new color scheme. So I may not continue with the random. This is a little tough to see. All right. If this is your first time playing World of Horror, it is recommended that you start with the spine-chilling story of School Scissors option before trying more complex playthroughs. So we've already done this one. I believe extracurricular activity is the one that we did. I believe this is the one that we just did ourselves. So this option will prepare the standard playthrough for you, allowing you to start the game without worrying about in-depth stuff for now. So I don't know if that just messes around with the settings and whatnot. We've got Quick Play, True Chaos. This option will start a new playthrough randomly selecting character, old god, background, and more. And then customize the playthrough, choose your own character, background, and other playthrough specifics. So this sounds really fun. I am a little curious if extracurricular activity gives me the same mission as last time. I also kind of want to know what these things do. So random, easy, normal, hard. Oh, okay, interesting. So I think I am going to try doing extracurricular activity again to see if it's sort of a something that's already been, like, if it's a standard, this is what you always get when you push this button. And then I think what we'll do, it seems like I've got enough time for about 2 playthroughs each time. So we'll try and get through extracurricular activity, then quick play, and then if there's time, I'll do customize the playthrough. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Rogue figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the Earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you will investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you finally arrived in the doomed town. Alright, so it does look like we've got a new old god, which suggests that this is the I just want to get into the game button. We'll still try the other ones, but this is kind of fun to move on with. Incidentally, Talwyn, could you tell us what you were streaming last time? I feel, I talked a bit about your character, which is probably the most important part of a stream, but please don't hesitate to let us know what what you've been playing and what you hope to achieve with your stream. All right. Media reports on various people with seemingly supernatural skills. Could it have any connection with the news about the stars disappearing from the night sky? Old gods rule. Casting spells raise doom instead of its normal cost. Backstory: World of Horror. Character exclusive. Perk cards only. All right. By the way, guys, if this is too hard to read, please let me know. And I don't mind changing the visual style, but I might just be a little paranoid about that. Plus, I read it out. So it does look like this is the same character we had last time. High strength, dexterity, perception, low knowledge, and charisma. Well, relatively. So let's go. I'm curious what happens with the first time playing option when I click on my home. So. You have just done Stellaris so far, struggling with the need to excavate all the dig sites. Sorry, I didn't read that properly. You check your mailbox. It's empty. Back in your home, you think of your next move. You're not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clippings and notes collected in the next room should point you in the right direction. It's a nice day outside. Weird, nothing happens. I could leave something to charge here. So I'm curious, let's start by watching TV. We're shocked after what she did. Her voice was always so calm. Now, we had a phone number from last playthrough. So, 487 465 53737. Alright, no luck. Not really sure what your goal with streaming is. You have the time, internet connection, and a minimal amount of charisma. All you need is enough to communicate with people. Okay. The shower will help you calm down and do wonders to your sore muscles. What temperature should you set it on? Oh, this is a neat idea. Okay, so I don't think this will make my Doom go up, but I can get a small experience boost. Like, I'm already at high stamina and reason, so if I do small EXP boost... Hey, you start the day with a shower. All right. We can change the outfit, but I'm happy going with the default outfit for now. So, let's start a new mystery. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this game, this is kind of a detective story. So this is definitely in the mold of sort of playing a Call of Cthulhu style game. Oh, it looks like I start off with one spell. That's different from the last time. We've got the Gnapa ritual. Or Nafa, I'm not sure. Hello, the Eyes of Sin. Sorry, I changed the color scheme from the one that you liked. I said every time we start a new mystery, I want to hit the random button, so let me know if this is too hard to read. For those of you who do not know her, Eyes of Sin is one of my favorite people on Twitch. She is a favorite streamer friend of mine who has not been streaming for a little while. She's the one who's done these wonderful emotes, which I'll take a minute to hit on the screen here. For those of you who are looking for art, and this can be everything from drawing to emotes, she also does voice acting. She is available to hire. This is actually how she makes her money, which is why I'd also like to draw your attention to her Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com/theeyesofsyn, THEEYESOFSYN. She's been updating her profile quite frequently, and I have been having a great time watching them. I get sometimes to get a little bit of a picture of these things ahead of time. Oh my goodness, I didn't see this one of the I don't want to say ladybug. It's one of those like, are they called pill bugs? Anyways, The one with the gem heart. I didn't see this one before. I love it. Eyes of Sin in my view, is a very talented artist. And whether you use her for, again, voice acting, use her for emotes, if you just want to get a piece of art that you can call your own, she is a wonderful human being in addition to being a very great talent and a comfy. I mean, the thing is that it's not always easy to make money doing this sort of thing. So you guys obviously need to decide how you'd like to spend your money, but I would really encourage you, if you can, even if it means you don't wind up subbing to me, please do, consider tossing a coffee Eyes of Sin's way. Sometimes I don't get to, I forget sometimes each month and I feel bad about it. And I don't get to decide in terms of how you spend the money, but especially in her case, I would definitely recommend it. The little bug is from Hollow Knight named Mila. I won't spoil anything about them. Okay, I need to get on that game right away. Anyways, sorry for the delay. Inexplicable and morbid events are plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. Okay, so we've got an alarming account of abnormal arms, so there's only one ending to that. Spine-chilling story of school scissors. Vicious verses of a violent vigil. Chilling chronicle of a crimson cape, and far-out fable of a fear festival. So we've only actually run into one of these. I think what I'm going to do here, because my stamina and reason are up, although actually finding a weapon would be good. Oh no, I can get it. Ritual. When your allies die, a random status gets raised by 1, costs 2 reason. That seems a little... Well, I can see a way of that being helpful. I think I'm going to jump into the spine-chilling story of school scissors right away. This is because I know my stamina and reason are up, and I want to try and get this experience out of the way. So let's click on that. Spine-chilling story of school scissors. Another boy from your school has disappeared. Rumor has it a terrible woman has returned from the grave. A woman with the widest smile and the sharpest scissors. You knew your friend was up to something when he left you his notebook full of cryptic clues. I can send her back where she belongs, he claimed. After he disappeared too, you decided to study the notebook for clues. It details a ritual that can stop the wicked woman once and for all. What's the worst that could happen? So we'll investigate the mystery. So one of the things, if you guys have ever played the board game Arkham Horror, it has a very similar style to it, where you've got a doom counter that moves up. You can't have the doom counter get to 100, because that's when the great evil is sort of unleashed on the world. But as the doom counter goes up, the businesses start closing. And so the game gets harder the closer and closer you get to the final encounter. So your missing friend has left you a notebook. If the rumors are true, you'll need to stop the tall woman with scissors. You'll need to perform a ritual to force her material form to appear in our dimension. Accomplishing this requires first the drawing of an eldritch sigil, and then lighting the holy candles. Hello, Sean LeBlanc. How are you doing? Have you seen this yet? I feel like this thing has been making the rounds all over Twitch. It's very neat. And in fact, while I'm at it, I know this has been like the shout-out start, but I'm not accustomed to having as many people in at the beginning as I am at the beginning. Let me just take a second here and say I was encouraging some of you to pick this up on itch. You can check out Sean's stuff on itch. His is more by donation, but Sean is a local game developer with a very broad very broad range, all of it really good, and he's got a great presentation style. I sometimes wish that there was like a video recording of him showing off his stuff, because he definitely does a very good job of selling his creations, usually in Bitsy, through the the song and dance is part of the charm. You've been meaning to check this out. How is it? It's good. It's there's a couple of things that kind of I bumped into which didn't quite make sense to me. but it was pretty easy to get on board, and the art style is great. It does a really good job of sort of building some tension, and yeah, I don't know. We're actually just getting started on our playthrough, so you haven't really missed much, and I'm sure you'll be able to decide. But I'm playing, like, it's the second stream in a row that I'm playing it, which is usually an indication of very good things. Okay, so let's go to the storage, take a look at the friend's diary. Alright, the 14th, Maro is acting strange. I need to talk with her after class. I hope she didn't attempt the ritual herself. Day 15. I've hidden the candles in one of the classrooms. Tomorrow I will try to perform the ritual. 17. A strange tall woman has been following me all day. I should hurry up. I'm assuming that's what that says anyway. 18th, the sigil can weaken the demon for a while. Careful with the lines. So, in this case, I'm going to put this back in the storage for now. You only get 4 items to carry, plus the ones that are in your slots. I have not read any of it, but the art style really got my attention, and I sought him out as soon as I found out about that inspiration, and there's some wild stuff inside of it. I was actually meaning to ask the Eyes of Sin, had you ever told me about Junji Ito, or was it just because I know you had referred to some of the manga that you had read, but I don't know if you ever told me about the specific titles. But yeah, the art style for this was the one that really got my attention, so cool. Alright, 1 wooden bat. You need a tiny key to open this locker. Okay, so let's equip ourselves with the wooden bat. And let us... I mean, I could just try performing the ritual and see what happens, but let's explore the school. Hello, park guest. Oh, where did he go? Ah! You feel like something horrible is happening within the school. You must hurry and find those items. I wonder what happens if I click on them before they go away. So looks like... yeah, this is the same as before. So unless there's something else... yeah, I think we just advanced the Doom counter. Oh, but my reason went down, I think. I think there's a log. Nope. Alright. Back to exploring the school. Suddenly, everything slows to a crawl. I love that effect. Alright, Time Warper. 1 damage to everything, and again, I know you guys might get a little annoyed when I do this, but I'm going to calculate my expected damage here. So let me just bring up the calculator really quick. Should actually probably... I should probably just set up a spreadsheet for this, but okay, so we've got our kick, which at this moment, 80% chance for 2 damage, so we've got 2 times 8, we get to knock out 4 of them, so... there's a couple of ways that I can augment, not this one actually, so we'll clear that. Now my bat, 4 damage with a 70% chance to hit. I can currently whack with 2 of them, so on its own, this is, so that's 5.6, so the expected damage for whacking with the bat is lower than just constantly kicking. And looks like I only get 1 strong attack for 6, again at a 70%. So I'm immediately going to knock out the strong attack with the wooden bat because it's just so clearly not worth it for the 1. So instead, let's take a look here. We've got the strong wooden bat attack. So we've got 2 of those. And I can add 10% to that. On top of that, I could also just do a regular kick. So let's see. I mean, I kind of already know what I'm going to do on this, but we've got 2. And then if I want, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I could get a total of 3. So I could basically make these a pair of 100% attacks, which would basically make that a total of 8 expected damage per round. So, what if we tried another thing? So we did 2 bad attacks, a kick, I get 1 boost. So in that case, I get, that's a 4 0.8, that's 3.2. So it's 6, and then 1.6. So it's 7.6 if I do the combination. So the right combo to do is 1, 2, 3 attack, 1, 2, 3 attack, and that does 8 damage a turn. The problem is, at 8 damage a turn, I'm looking at 3 turns of this, which means I'm going to lose 3 of each of my abilities. But I don't really think I have any other alternatives at this point. Oh, actually, sorry. There is one other one for me to consider. So I can do the strong attack with the wooden bat. So that's a 0.7. Okay, so I get 1 kick on top of that. And the kick was a... Sorry, was a kick 0.7 or 0.8? 0.8. And then I get... Okay. So if I go for the 6 damage, guaranteed, and then the 1.6 expected damage from the kick, that gives me a 7.6, which again, compared to the guaranteed 8, still isn't worth it. So yeah, this is the highest expected damage. The most horrifying of game mechanics, spreadsheets. Alright. Why did he take 2 damage? Interesting. Okay, let me see what happened with that log. You bash the Time Warper, -4 health. Warper steals some of your lifespan. Oh, so maybe I didn't. Okay, let me just double check what just happened there. So, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, whack. Huh. Okay, so now I need to make it count. Feel older and weaker. Well, fortunately, he's only got 6 health left. I really need to figure out what goes on with this, but we'll prep, we'll do strong attack, and we can take him out. You've defeated the Time Warper, plus 12 experience. So I'm going to have to get a closer read on what this guy does. That's definitely a lot more damage than I was expecting to get at the start, though. You found an additional page from your friend's diary. It seems that the blessed chalk was left on the roof. You must hurry and find it. But first, let's peek outside. I can open the door, right, chat? This is fine. There's nothing scary on the other end, is there? Shouldn't risk that again. Something is wrong. Instead of a clear blue sky, you see the bloated corpse of a long-forgotten deity looming over the school's roof. The barrier between worlds is coming apart. You must hurry or risk being noticed by whatever other eldritch horrors still lurk here. Is the blessed shock what your overly devout followers call you? I believe this is... Anybody who's got a subscription in chat is required to call me that, but I believe I don't have any subscribers in the channel at the moment. Apologies, by the way, for those of you who are subscribed. So I can try to sneak or run. My perception's pretty high. That seems to be the one that's Dodge Viper GT comes in to shame me. How are you doing? What do you think is the appropriate title, Dodge Viper GT? I need to... Alright, let's try to sneak. Dexterity check success. Okay, so it's Dex. You succeed in grabbing the backpack and return to the staircase leading back to our world. You found the blessed chalk, which can be you can use to draw the sigil in your ritual. You copy the sigil as best you can on the blackboard. Hopefully it will be enough. Now that's definitely not it. So that is a lot closer though. So let's just double check that. Yes. Oop. Supreme Overlord. Alright, so we still haven't found the holy candles, so we'll continue to explore the school. Towering Eyes Prophet. People point and talk about a man on the other side of the street. He looks confused, muttering to himself while occasionally touching a festering wound on his cheek. You stop in your tracks and listen to the man's cursed incantation. -2 reason, but gain a spell. The spell we just got was Void. Support investigation. Ignore the current event and insanity in... Ignore the current event and instantly investigate a random otherworld location at the cost of 3 reason. Sound of scissors is getting louder. You must hurry. Stubborn Receptionist. Getting access to the student database would certainly speed up your investigation, but the receptionist would never allow it. If only there was a way to make her go away for a while. So I do not have Kazumi Nakawa, so let's talk to her instead. Charisma check failure. You weren't able to convince the receptionist to let you access the database. This has been a waste of time. +2% doom. You found the holy candles in your friend's backpack. You lit them as instructed by the notebook. Everything is ready for the ritual, so we will perform the ritual. Wait, what's that? You take a step back as a writhing amorphous mass slowly takes shape. Soon it becomes a tall, woman-like creature with 3 faces, all connected by a wide smile. Now it is your chance to fight and defeat this horror. It is also your only chance. Now we may not have the reason to actually take this thing on, so twisting and twitching, the demon woman enters the classroom, cackling menacingly. Am I beautiful? Okay, so 2 damage to everything. And again, our expected damage was 8 on a given turn. So that means we've got 3 turns. Okay, no, we'll be able to survive it. So... Oh, wow, hang on. My chance to hit with the bat is much worse. So it might be that the kicks are what I need instead. So... Okay, sorry guys, I'm just going to calculate this again really quick. Our floor is 6.4 on the kicks. They really capped the Ito vibe with this monster. And Runebroder says, I feel so bad that Bloomberg fell. Bleep Bloom. Is this a paid promotional, Runebroder? Or were you a big fan of Bloomberg? I should be careful. 4 damage at 54. But we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that's 3 each, so in practical terms it's 84. So 2 of those are 6.72, so slightly higher, but not by much. And then I get 1 strong attack, which can either be... I guess 4 is really the only one that I could really justify there. So we get the 6 plus 1 kick. That's still higher than what I normally get. So if I do this, this need 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this does actually fill up to 60. So it'd actually be better for me to do this prep. Nope, who's following? Oh, Runebrother, thank you for the refollow. It's probably better for me to go with the... Yeah, because even at 54%, its base value is higher. So I can't guarantee... Okay, so here's how we do it. Guarantee a whack at 6. And... how much? Oh, really? That sucks. Okay, then I guess I do need to... Oh, fair enough. Okay, so guaranteed 6 plus the 1 point... was it? I think it was 1.8 that it was? Or 1.6? 1.6. So 7.6 per turn is the highest I could... Wait, but that doesn't make sense either, because then I should just do a regular whack with the bat. Okay, this is the right combo. Missed the attack. What am I missing here? Oh no, it's just the standard key. Scissor Woman cackled menacingly. Okay, so we need to knock in 8 damage again. Strong attack, followed by the kick is the right combo, and she's done. With 5 reason left. Ancient Horror lies dead on the classroom floor, slowly dissolving into nothingness. You find your friend, gravely wounded but alive. You help him, and you limp away from the school as the police sirens get louder. Spine-chilling story of School Scissors ending A. So I haven't actually gotten ending B yet, but I don't really want to risk what the alternative might be. So, Scissor Woman is gone for good, or is it? You shudder knowing that the urban legend will inspire another kid in another city to try and summon the eldritch being. Rewards for solving this mystery: knowledge is the key. Additional 30% experience. There is still hope. So effectively, we erase the doom counter. Tireless, plus 1 reason and stamina, and time passes 1 day. Now this will be interesting. If I solve the mystery, it may be that the old god shuts off one of my possibilities. So let's see what happens. Yep, the old god stirs. Click here to reveal its effect. Cut off from the outside world. The whole town has stopped receiving any outside signal. There must be a radio mast failure. You find inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What's it doing in there? I thought you did, but thank you very much for whatever you did to get the follow back. So my lowest stat right now is my reason. So in this case, when we take a bath, the shower will help you calm down and do wonders for your sore muscles. What temperature should you set it on? In this case, we'll take a cold shower to restore some of the reason. It's not much, but it's pushed me ahead. Let's watch TV. Can't get any signal from the outside world. What is happening? And let's get a change of clothes. Oh, actually, hang on. I haven't taken a peek through the peephole. You don't see anything weird. Alright, so we'll get ourselves a new outfit. Let's go... Oh, I haven't gotten this one yet. Vanity jacket it is. Alright, you're not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clippings and notes collected in the next room should point you in the right direction. So, my inclination is to try the alarming account of abnormal arms, because it only has 1 ending. Vicious Verses of a Violent Vigil, Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape, and a Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival. So I'm kind of inclined to say anything that has, like, when it says alarming account of abnormal arms, I sort of think, okay, the arms are probably going to be something that I need to attack. Alternatively, Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival, well, there might be something at the festival that attacks me. But one way or the other, I think I'm going to start with this. Because my stamina is higher, I'm trying to look for some more physical confrontations, because if I lose too much reason, that might do me in. But again, we'll see where things take us. Alarming account of abnormal arms. I remember when it started. The woman next door was strangled to death in her bed with no sign of forced entry. The killer was never found, and the apartment remained vacant. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. So if you guys can just give me a quick second here, it's a little cold, so I'm going to take a minute and grab a blanket. Still in front of the mic, just... So this was the thing that sort of tripped me up the first time that I did this. You can wind up investigating the same location twice, and basically, just like the story of the Scissor Woman, it's the process of investigating the circled location that is the thing that advances the story. So it may be that I have to be at the school for a while. That was the thing that wasn't obvious to me at the time. I have an idea in terms of how I'll do abnormal anatomy, but let's just take a minute here. The door to her apartment was closed and she lived alone. What other ways in are there? Maybe you can get the apartment plan to compare with other flats. So before I do that, I'm gonna go to the hospital because we've got the abnormal anatomy quest. And what I tend to find is that you'll normally wind up going to more than one location. And so if I do one trip to the hospital, that'll log it in the notebook. And then in the course of my investigation, I might wind up visiting the hospital for another reason. And at that point, I fulfill the side quest without making the doom counter go up too much. Hey, I thought you said the doom counter went down 3. All right. Investigating the sick room. Stargazing. Your friend has asked you to meet them at a certain secluded location. Getting there, you find a telescope with a note signed by your friend. The note tells you to look through the telescope. Curious, you check it out. You don't see anything at first, and then you notice it! The bloated body of Ath Yalzat is getting closer. +3 doom. Thanks, friend. So, who is this old god? Ath Yalzath, Towering Eye. Casting spells raises the doom level, so that's actually not the worst thing in the world for me, because if I throw away spells, then that increases my reason. So it's kind of like having a pocket heal. Anyways, let's go and investigate downtown. Stone statues. Experts are baffled by the sudden appearance of 20 stone statues lined up in a row in the middle of the park. You can cast one spell without paying anything. So I think I'm willing to to take a little doom damage on this to see what happens. Okay, so that didn't seem to do anything. Oh. So if I cast this one, oh, there we go. Oh, I think I get it. So this doesn't count. So, okay, that's fine. I can live with that. And so it looks like the doom didn't go up either. So the apartment is on the 3rd floor. There's no way somebody used the window to escape the murder scene. Investigating the apartments. You find an envelope lying on a pillow in your bedroom. Inside is cash and a note from someone who has been watching you. They wish you luck in your task and promise to meet you soon. Just how did this envelope end up in your bedroom? Add 2 funds and -1 reason. You notice the odd placement of ventilation shafts. They seem too small for anyone to crawl through, though. So again, we continue to investigate. You hear rustling on the other side of your apartment door. Someone is trying to get in. Alright, the apartment that didn't take him long. So it would seem to me that the same strategy as last time is how we need to take this guy out. You've sustained a new injury, concussion. -1 to knowledge. So this gives me another excuse to check out the apartment stalker lunges at you with his bat. So he's at 9 HP, I'm down to 8, so we're going to get whacked again with -2 stamina. Nothing we can do to stop that. Well, let me just double check that. So if every single one of these hit, yeah, the most we can hope to do is 8. Looks like I missed the attack. Anyways, all we need is a guaranteed hit, so... Wait, what's that? Another baseball bat. Oh no, one is a wooden bat. This is a baseball bat. I believe, yes, this is an upgrade, so... You should interview the neighbors. Maybe you'll discover something the police missed. Yes, but before I do that, I'd like to go to the hospital. To the doctor's office, +2 doom. You finally are asked to the doctor's office. How can I help you today? Additional actions available on the injury card. So here we will get treatment, and we are in stable condition. Nothing happens. Okay, so we can discard that. So we didn't really lose anything. We're obviously short on our stats, so I'm going to need to find a way of recovering that, but let's exit. Now if I want, I can investigate the hospital again. That will advance the doom a little bit. You know what? Let's go for it. Because I suspect this will be limited to the apartment, by the way that this story's been going. Oh, and I gained a new level. I probably gained that a while ago, but let's get that taken care of. So you advance the next experience level. Choose 1 perk and 1 stat upgrade. So our options. Discipline, regain 1 stamina for all past event skill checks. Hot bath, improved resting at home. And fast swimmer, fast offensive actions. All of these are great. I think I'm going to do discipline just because that gives me the chance of some more rolls and whatnot. And I think this time around, against my better judgment, you know, I was going to try some more strength for better damage, but I think in this case I'm actually going to try and level up my knowledge. We'll see whether or not that works out for me. And one of the reasons I decided to do that is because I know that I can go back home and rest for a while and the doom won't be as high. Okay, while taking an elevator, you get a terrible feeling as if something bad is about to happen. Elevator doors open. Luck chance success! Elevator doors open, revealing a hospital corridor. Anatomical Museum archive displays a specimen with elongated arms and jellified bones. -1 reason. Well, thanks, game! Alright, so let's investigate the apartments again. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of letters in your mailbox. We can read the letters or check them later, and of course, you always read the books and horror mysteries. What's that? You have attracted the attention of something truly evil. One neighbor is complaining about her underwear missing. My neighbors complain about the same thing too. Let's ask the neighbor. So there's the challenge here of, I mean, I am kind of spending Doom rather frivolously, but I do have this ritual that gets better with neighbors, or with allies, so let's check this out. You knock on your friend's door and wait. I'm really busy today. Let's hang out some other time, okay? Let's try that one more time, because I didn't actually see how much that went up. Okay. I think there's another way to get potential allies. Right, the schoolyard. Cousin, you want to go bowling? Okay, so I'm holding off on resting at home because I know there's a perk that will improve that. Let's try the schoolyard. Oh, wow. Okay, so ask to join, observe, share a creepy story. Kiari notices you and smiles. They seem relaxed. Kade is waiting for the class to begin. They look fine. Kohaku is staring at the clouds. They look like heads. They seem relaxed. And Taro is reading a horror manga about spirals. They seem relaxed. Alright, well, they seem to have a good taste in... Oh wait, if I do latest gossip. Recently the tap water in my entire neighborhood started tasting weird. Almost like... Yesterday she told me she saw it again. It's been so hard to get any sleep lately. She hasn't come to school since last week. I'm really curious why it doesn't wait. No, I don't want to wait. Okay, so I'll try sharing a creepy story. I want to see what happens there. Unless that oh, you don't know any good story to share, so it might be that it costs me experience. Okay, so let's ask to join. Sorry, I don't have time for games. Give me a break. You're always such a kidder. I will help you. Student B. I prefer that. I will use this instead of Kiari. Let us go, Student B. Let us discover the solution to the story of the missing underwear. Alright, let's investigate the apartments. While examining the ransacked room of your recently deceased friend, you discover a half-finished painting of a face hidden in the shadow. Something truly evil is getting closer. Second neighbor is complaining about weird noises coming from the vents when she's at home. Let's try the neighbor again. Alright. Not wanting to wait for an elevator, you decided to take the rarely used stairs. You suddenly trip, but grab the railing in the last second. When you get up to inspect what caused you to trip, you freeze in terror. It is slowly standing up. Hello, Twisted Corpse. So, 15 health. Oh my god, we only have 3 turns to take this thing out. So, after each sequence, enemies perform attack draining your stamina, reason, or both all. So, there's a couple of options that I have here. One, I can try running away, but that's dumb. Oh, this is an interesting question. So if I do... So here's something I want to try. So let's do... So I have 150 left after that, so I could... brace... I could dodge. I don't have enough for the dodge. I could... Well, I mean, there's an offering, so that's 7 damage. And then I can whack it with my baseball bat for 3. But I would need 5 turns for that. Hey, Karn. So I am very nervous about my ability to get through this. But I'm gonna try and banish it with the ritual. I got one ritual move right. Okay. Not enough. You think you got 3 ritual moves right, so I lose it all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy myself another turn. In this case, I will forget this spell, and I will forget this spell too. Alright. Clap. So, again, I can basically randomly pick where I put the clap. Also insufficient. So, I can try running, or I can try... let's see if there's anything else that I can do to help me with my reason. Not really. I mean, this is my penalty for not being... Okay, so we'll put it all on this roll of the dice. This is not great. Although this will actually give me some interesting information. So realistically, there's 3 possible places for the clap to go. I know the shape of the kind of the ritual that I need to do, but not the position. So again, we got 3 possibilities. It's a 33.3 repeating chance of success. I wouldn't pin my hopes on it, but if we lose, then I get to start again. Failure! Oh, warning, your health has dropped too low. Warning, you will die at the beginning of your next encounter. Oh, that's interesting. So... You have defeated the Twisted Corpse. That encounter was the final straw. Your mind has snapped and you've been locked up in an asylum. It would be comforting to accept that you were insane, that no old god is awakening to devour humanity, but the drugs haven't made these horrors disappear. You've perished. Cause of death, reason lost. Level 2, difficulty level cultist. I'm not sure what that is. Equipped baseball bat, incoming doom 17%. Playthrough lasted 48 minutes, 41 seconds. In this run, you managed to solve 1 mystery plaguing this town. You saw 9 new events. You encountered 3 new enemies and unlocked 1 achievement. So that was a pretty poor showing, to be completely honest. But it was a fun run. So I probably should have been a little bit more willing to go and heal myself. So I suppose the question now is, do I want to do extracurricular activity again, knowing that... You know, I'm going to play extracurricular activity to another win, and then I'm going to do a quick play to a win, and then we'll try a full customization. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth aeons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you finally arrived in the doomed town. Alexandria, 48 BC. The supposed cause of destruction of the Library of Alexandria, a perfect black marble statue, has been recently rediscovered and is currently waiting in the museum of our town for its premiere. Old Gods rule, enemies deal extra combat damage, Christ almighty. Backstory, World of Horror, character-exclusive perk cards only. Okay. You check your mailbox, it's empty. So this is a good one to know, so I might as well start with warm water for a small EXP boost each time. Watch TV. Minor earthquake in the seaside region has revealed an entrance to a partially flooded cavern system. Local scientists believe some of the corridors could be man-made. Okay. Oh, and we've got new stuff here. So there's a painting, there's a bauble. Could leave something to charge here. Light switch doesn't work. Got things in the drawer. Is it gonna rain? The Old God, Etho 2, the Devouring Flame, doubles combat stamina penalty. Whoa! That is a lot more damage. I think I have an idea about how I'm going to handle that. Take a peek through the peephole. Someone is standing in the shadow, watching your door. Coincidentally, you know much of the works of Junji Ito. This game seems very him kind of thing. I've never heard of the man. Yeah, Karen. Actually, the game in its sorry, let me take a minute here, and I'll get the proper information up. So the game is a very distinct visual style. That was kind of the first thing that I noticed about it. And again, for those of you who are maybe just first coming in, I was actually given a key for promotional purposes for this game. So, sorry, just going to need to take a second here. So that's the Steam page for the game, and here is the itch page. The reason why I like pointing out the itch page, buying on Steam is always very good for bringing sort of attention to the game, moving it up the pages, wishlisting it on there will let your friends know that you're interested in it. But it is worth remembering that on itch, the developer decides what the what price they pay. Also, I believe there is a Mac version of it on itch, so I don't know if that means that it's more up to date or what's going on with that. But anyways, this is where you can pick it up. But yeah, so I saw the visual style of the game, which really got my attention, and in the blurb for the game on Steam, they mentioned the author by name. So I've never read anything by him, but I did do a quick Google search, and it's pretty compelling stuff. So, all right, new mystery. Inexplicable and morbid events are plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order that you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. Alright, so we've got a macabre memoir of morbid mermaids, the eerie episode of evolving eels, vicious verses of a violent vigil, chilling chronicle of a crimson cape, and a horrible story of household hell. Okay, I actually really want to do the eel episode again, so we'll do eerie episode of evolving eels. While returning to your home, someone suddenly bumps into you. Did you know? You turn around. It's your friend living in the same apartment complex, Kana. That weird dude is back. You know, the one who studies fish? You shrug, opening the door. Kana follows and immediately enters the kitchen. A while later, she returns with 2 cans of soda. Aren't you curious? What weird fish did he bring this time? She grins. Let us investigate the mystery. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. I saw this creepy neighbor carrying some jars inside his apartment. I wonder, what weird fish did he find this time? Will you check it out? He will surely recognize me if I try to do it myself. Please? Horror story or Dragon Quest games? I'm not sure if I follow Karn. Alright, so ecology, investigate the seaside location twice to complete this quest. So let's start with 1 trip to the seaside right away. Alright, the investigation is starting to take a toll on you. You start to miss the most obvious leads. +5 doom. Alright, we're off to a good start. While we're at it, costs doom to enter. I am going to visit the hardware store. Wow, another 4% you say. Carpenter Hamage, 4 damage speed, 75 chance to hit 40, small chance of recovering lost stamina after defeating, and that actually sounds really helpful. That'll cost me to a two-handed... you know what? I'm going to do the Carpenter Hammer. Oh, I only get the one. Okay, I thought I could buy more than one option at once, so... Surprisingly powerful. Alright, we will investigate the apartments. Actually... Neighbor? Kana is currently with you. Why are you here? Alright, now we will truly investigate the apartments. A weird preacher. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other end of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man on the other side of this line puts the accent on real. Hello? Are you still there? Listen to the man, because this will not hurt my reason at all. Alright. You learn some useful bits of information about your nemesis. However, if everything the man said was truth, humanity is doomed. -5 doom, -3 reason. I'm not sure that was a good trade. Dude's working at school, right? We could break into his office. What do you mean we shouldn't? It must be empty, because he just came back and his classes begin next week. So we will go to the school. Actually, while we're at it... Kiari is staring at the clouds. They look like heads. They look fine. Forced to help me. Okay, that's what that means. Let's hear the latest gossip. He wasn't the same since he came back. Give me a break. Alright. Doi notices you and smiles. They look fine. I keep hearing a wailing sound coming from the third stall in the girls' bathroom. Ask to join. I will help you. Student F. -1 dexterity? What? Fujiko looks around. Do you hear that? Never mind. I didn't know that having friends could hurt you. Hachi is staring at the clouds. They look like heads. They look nervous. It's been so hard to get any sleep lately. Okay, student A. -1... Let's go to the rooftop. Talk with the student. You should probably leave her alone. Set up a telescope. You don't have a telescope. Alright. So if I just boot them, let go. She looks at you waiting. Huh. So there doesn't seem to be any real penalty to telling these folks to FO. None that I've been able to find so far. So Kana does have some useful abilities. She gives -1 damage received from combat. And there's another one that augments my abilities. I was not aware that you could have people who would improve. So, I mean, there is one thing to be said that there was that ability we had last time that if we lost allies, we would we'd get bonuses to our abilities. But that was a specific ritual thing. So for now, I'm just hanging on to the people who give me bonuses. Dead Man's Float. The pool is empty at this hour. It's dark, but you could hear something suddenly moved under the surface of the water. Let's turn on the lights. You turn on the lights. Luckily for you, no horrors lurk in the water. +1 reason. The neighbor's office at the school was empty. You did find a few jars, all filled with weird eel-like fish. Despite your protests, Kana decides to take one jar home. Have you ever seen an eel like this? It's so freaky. Don't you have a feeling it's watching us? How can she sip her soda so calmly, staring at this creepy creature? We will continue to investigate the apartments. Hidden cults. Dark forces scheme against you. You don't know who you can trust anymore. Plus curse. I've seen him burning some notes behind our apartment building. Let's go and check it out. Is this eel even alive? Panic. Minus 10% chance to all combat actions. Gross. Alright. I'm curious if there is a way for me to solve... I'm pretty sure the curse can't get fixed by going to the hospital. Yeah, not really worth it. Okay, let's continue the investigation. While looking around the ransacked room of your recently deceased friend, you discover a half-finished painting of a woman, her skin a ghastly pale yellow color. The scene is disturbing. You struggle to look at it. Charisma check failure. Intimidated by the unsettling painting, you are haunted by nightmares. Kana was right. Someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry because some of the papers look salvageable. You both return to your apartment and try to decipher the notes. That's so weird. Your neighbor really was into eels, it seems. You begin to wonder if spying on your neighbor was a good idea to begin with. Legend from the blank prefecture eels tell of a small village of robbers who would kill all visitors and dump their corpses into a lake full of eels. I'm going to keep this in the inventory just in case it comes up. And at this point, I think I'm going to go back to the seaside because I never remember whether or not we actually visited here. Well, no, actually, let's go investigate the apartments. You hear wrestling on the other side of your apartment door. Someone is trying to get in. Hi! Alright. So I don't actually get an idea. It could be that the stamina damage is 0 due to my friend, but I won't know for sure. 10% chance to hit with a carpenter hammer. Oh, that's interesting. It might actually take less... Yeah, so this technically takes less than my kick. Am I Canadian? I am. Let me take a minute. So I suppose one thing I could try here would be prepare hammer. Prepare hammer. So that'd be like 10 guaranteed damage, but that's still going to take 3 turns. I might as well go for it though. And it looks like I did take the damage. Wait, what's that? Found an item, baseball bat. So this is a tougher one for me to deal with, right? Because I'm bringing the carpenter hammer on specifically because it gives me that chance to recover lost stamina. This one is a very effective... this is a very effective weapon, but there must be something more that we can learn. I'll try to break into his apartment tomorrow morning. I wonder what he's hiding in there. You shrug non-committally. You just wish that you could throw this damn jar into the trash. So I'm glad I didn't go to the seaside because it turns out we do get to go to the location anyway. Old fisherman, you decide to enter a small shady bar in the docks. Maybe some of the old fishermen can help you in your quest. However, persuading them to do so might prove difficult. I don't have that much in terms of funds anymore. Let's try talking to them. Failure! Asking too many questions makes everyone nervous and you're thrown out. You may be going crazy, but you can swear that something is watching you from the sea. -1 reason. You spend an entire day waiting for Kana. Where the hell is she? So I'm curious what happens to my reason here. Okay. Kana has been missing since yesterday. You decide to check out the neighbor's apartment for yourself. So usually when you see this, you don't have any other options but to actually click on the location. So you cautiously enter the neighbor's kitchen. You are shocked to see countless jars filled with eels flailing around restlessly. Where the hell is Kana? Check the bedroom. I found the neighbor, but when his eye bursted, I slipped on the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something in my own eye now, too. So we can rush to the hospital, or we can puncture her eye now with 3 reason. And while I would really not like to lose the reason, we already know how this ends otherwise, so BAM! Oh my god, why? Shocked, you see countless tiny eels crawling out of your friend's eye in all directions. Will she even survive the blood loss? You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in the waiting area. Fall asleep. Wake up, dude. You've been sleeping for over 3 hours. You groggily open your eyes to see your friend Kana. She's wearing an eye patch. Not so pretty anymore, eh? I couldn't exactly tell the doctors the truth about what happened, and I'm pretty sure I won't be winking with my left eye anytime soon. But thanks for saving my life. You still process the events of a previous night, corpse-eating eels that lay their eggs in eyes. Sitting with your friend Kana before your apartment building, you watch the police officers emptying your neighbor's place. Eerie episode of Evolving Eels, ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery, plus 30 experience. Thorough investigation, plus 15 experience. There's still hope, minus 3 doom. Tireless, plus 1 reason and stamina. And time passes, an additional day. The old god stirs. Store closed. The friendly dog disappeared last night. You will have to find a new place to buy equipment. Okay, back home. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What's going on in there? You're back in your home, thinking of your next move. You're not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clippings and notes are collected in the next room and should point you in the right direction. So, there's an obvious first step, which is to get our reason back up. Well, let's watch TV first. Local police are helpless as more and more victims with their throats slashed turn up in the downtown area. The shower will help you calm down and do wonders for your sore muscles. What temperature should you set it on? Cold water. Alright, we'll put on our lucky vanity jacket. Okay, so we've got the macabre memoir of morbid mermaids. We've got the vicious verses of a violent vigil, chilling chronicle of a crimson cape, and horrible history of household hell. So I want to try and get more items before I try this one. So let's go for the chilling chronicle of a crimson cape. Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape, a new game is spreading among your friends. A dare to stay in the unused school restroom after class. A dare to meet Aka Manto. What was originally a harmless fun has turned deadly. A body of a boy has been found last week. School director has banned the game, but it has only made it more popular. Aka Manto must be stopped before another kid is killed. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. One of your friends says he doesn't believe in curses, but he is going to complete the dangerous dare. Man in the red cape, gather gossip about the current mystery. Okay, I can definitely do that, so let's go to the schoolyard. So I keep hearing a wailing sound coming from the third stall in the girls' bathroom. If Ooh didn't do those drawings, then who did? He hasn't come to school since last week. When Akamanto asks which paper do you want, you must refuse anything. It's alright, don't have time for games. Give me a break, and alright. You've heard some versions of the legend. Everyone agrees that you can't take anything the man offers you, though. Okay, let us investigate the school. You catch a glimpse of an art class when disturbing painting draws your attention. Take a peek, horrified. It's not getting stuck without toilet paper, I think. Knowledge check success. You gasp in pure horror. The twisted face, impossible angles, and enormous monoliths make you sick. So what happens if I fail? You've reported it to your principal, who promises that he will take care of it. With friends safe for now, you should look into the legend. Maybe there's mention of Akamanto in the city's library. Walking through the park, you find a little girl crying alone on the playground. When you ask what's wrong, she says that she can't find her mommy. Luckily, you spot the girl's address on a backpack lying nearby. So, this usually ends badly for me, but I will take her home. You offer to take her home. When you get there, the terrified mother slams the door in your face. From behind the door, she starts screaming to get the girl away. The little girl calmly tells you that she can take it from here. Plus 10 experience, but minus 2 stamina. So what I'm going to do here, we're doing alright for Doom at the moment, so I'm going to head back home and I'm going to get a rest in just so I can get my reason up to double digits. So, certainly feels good to be back home. You take a short nap on your bed, you phone your best friend and talk about unrelated stuff. Plus 2 stamina and reason. Time flies so fast, you prepare yourself to leave and continue your long investigation. I'm curious, I think I still have my friend with me. Yes. Kinda looks at you and blushes. Good thing we're together in this, right? Alright, back to the school. All missing girls were apparently members of the school's swimming team. Maybe someone saw the kidnapper stalking them. Checking out the school's pool is a good idea. With the trail growing cold, it might be time for a different approach. Could a similar case have occurred in the past? A trip to the library might seem like a good idea. So we could study issues of local newspapers. It's a waste of time. My knowledge is pretty deplorable, but let's try it. Hey, we succeeded. Near closing time, you stumble on a curious article on the last page of the local newspaper. You copy the author's name along with the address before getting ready to leave. Minus 3 Doom, plus 10 experience. So, looking good. Alright, so you've advanced to the next experience level, choose 1 perk and 1 stat upgrade. Definitely inclined towards discipline. That's been really helpful in the past, but let's just take a look at what these others do. So, art knowledge increases my perception. You've got an eye for art and details. Folklore studies, so plus 1 knowledge of various rituals and regional myths, and then regain 1 stamina for all past event skill checks. I mean, I like that because it means that I have to stop worrying about one of my other stats. Now, normally I've gone for the extra points in stamina and reason, but one of the things here is that the old gods that we've been going up against don't make it as costly for me to rest at home. So in this particular case here, I am going to try and go for the extra point of knowledge again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit more liberal with going home and resting when I need to. One of the articles mentions a young doctor performing a life-saving surgery on a victim of a brutal assault. That happened in the toilet stall. Maybe he still works at the hospital and can share some information. You enter the hospital looking for information about a certain patient. The main corridor is dark and strangely empty. You spot a nurse at the registration booth. She's asleep from exhaustion. Sneak past her, let her sleep, set a trash can on fire. Let's let her sleep. You abandon the idea of stealing the patient's document. It will hamper your investigation for sure, but a well-rested nurse means a safer hospital. +2 Doom, hospital's threat level -1. Not quite what I expected. I wish it was a little more clear about the fact that I wasn't pursuing my my goal, but fair enough. +2 Doom is something I can live with. You learn that the doctor suddenly left the hospital after the latest murder, taking records with him. Why would he do that? That's not the only bad news today. Your friend didn't come to school today, and another body has supposedly been found. You were stopped by a girl you haven't seen in months. But how could you? She died in an accident. Okay, let me actually work out the numbers on this. Again, I know me doing expected values is boring, but... So... As usual, it's like 1 point... it's 1 point... wait, it's 1.4, right? Yeah. Carpenter hammer is only 25%. Okay, so I get 4 of these 1.4s. I also get 4 of these 1s. And then I get 2 of the 1.5. And then I get 5 10% increases. Okay, so I've got 55 for 6. And then a 45 for 6. Let me try that again. So the actual expected damage for this per turn is now 6, if I commit everything to it. Whacking with the hammer normally... I mean, in practical terms, that's just adding 0.4. So that's now 4.4 a turn. And then this thing is worth 5.6. Oh, this is really interesting, actually. So, by the pure math of it, going for the strong attacks is actually the better call. So here's what I'm gonna... This is actually... The guaranteed attack is probably the smarter move, so I do... So in that case, it's 6 plus some probabilistic value. I don't even need to work out the numbers on that. You've defeated the Stalker Girl, plus 7 experience. Principal ordered that school should be closed down for the investigation. You must get in and save your friend. I'm going to try something new here and say that whenever I'm below 10%, I'm going to rest. Investigate downtown. We haven't gone to the bathroom yet. Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover the corpse of a policeman lying in a pool of blood. It looks like someone or something tore out his throat. We can steal his gun, check the wounds for clues, or escape before more people arrive. Check the wounds. They didn't tear out his throat, but instead carved an occult symbol with something sharp. You try to remember the shape and escape before anyone arrives. Hey, Woban. You break the window and get inside the school unnoticed. The cursed toilet... Sorry. I just think that's really funny given the like really grim tone. This is like one that's like always warm when you sit on it or something like that. The cursed toilet is located on the 3rd floor. Let's go there. Let's not. Scorching sun. A heat wave continues with record temperatures. Continuing your investigation takes more and more effort. -2 stamina. There's no turning back now. You step into the last stall and close the door behind you. Legend alive! You wait in the stalls, trying to be as quiet as possible. Suddenly, squish, squeak. Sound of rubber boots and an unknown liquid dripping on the tiles. Squish, squeak. You can see the top of his head. He's taller than any man that you've ever seen. Squish, squeak. The door slowly opens. Prepare yourself. A masked man dressed in a red coat, clearly too high for the ceiling, emerges from outside. Tell me, his voice sounds like a faulty radio. Would you like red paper or blue paper? I don't want anything from you. It's getting darker. The tall man in the red coat slowly takes their mask off as the stall walls wither and rot and reality starts to crumble. Akamanto, true form. 33 HP, 1 damage to everything, and he doesn't have a face for me to hit. This is a really cool environment. So, 20% chances to hit. I think we're just going to do the same routine that we have before. Hang on, do I have better... No, I don't. Although I wonder... This is a guaranteed... yeah, actually, I should think about this. I should definitely go for the guaranteed 10. It's still 3 turns, but I can live with that. That's 2 damage. Oh, that's right, because the great old one enhances the damage. You have defeated Akamanto in the true form. When you wake up, you find yourself back in the toilet stall. Thinking it was all a dream, you stand up only to hear a crack from under your shoe, and there lies a broken crimson mask. Akamanto might return one day, but now you know that the ancient horrors can be defeated. Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery. Knowledge is the key, plus 30 experience. There's still hope, minus 3 doom. Time passes 1 day, but I did not get my stamina and reason back, I noticed. The old god stirs. Click here to reveal its effect. Riots! Dangerous bands of rioters are gathering around the downtown area. The police are hopeless. Alright. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? So, what's my status at? Even between stamina and reason. I think I'm still going to go to improve the stamina, but that is really no reason. It's been raining since morning. Oh, nope, not quite ready for that. So, watch TV. Local police are helpless as more and more victims with their throats slashed turn up in the downtown area. Take a bath. I mean, I can try for the extra XP. That makes it a little bit faster for me to get, like a higher recovery on my stamina and reason. Now we'll go for the stamina. And we'll start a new mystery. So, our options. We've got the macabre memoir of morbid mermaids. We've got the violent verses of Violent Vigil. And the horrible story of household hell. I think I'm going to save this one to the end. So, macabre memoir of morbid mermaids or vicious verses of Violent Vigil. Let's do the Violent Vigil. You received an official-looking letter. What does a law firm from Tokyo want from you? We regret to inform you of the passing of our client and your granduncle. His funeral will be preceded by an overnight vigil as per the client's request. There's an address and a list of people expected to arrive. You don't recognize any of the names. Intrigued, you decide to check it out yourself. What's the worst that could happen? Following the directions from the letter, you slowly... Oh! So I can't rest. This is neat. One of the things I really like about this is, like, you kind of... Everybody's kind of heard a variation of this horror story, right? Like, you know, being in the... you know, you have to spend one night in the haunted mansion to inherit the fortune or whatever. It's kind of neat to see these... what I like is that you have some of these very... traditional horror stories, but they're sort of reimagined with this incredibly intense art style. So it's really pleasant to check this out. Following the directions from the letter, you slowly fight your way through the overgrown forest path. The old mansion looks like it was torn down and rebuilt many times, but where is everyone? Tip, explore mansion action will unlock new locations and progress this mystery, but I want to rest. You feel watched. We don't have the holy candle item, so run away! You retreat from the room, -2 reason. We are gonna die for sure. Dilapidated corridor. It takes you some time, but finally you manage to find someone. Is that another guest? You should ask them what's going on here. 4 actions on the right allow you to investigate the location and interact with it. 9 p.m., 8 hours until dawn. Pair is standing next to a window. The man is muttering something to himself while his wife is observing you with her unnaturally bulgy eyes. The body is laid in the master bedroom. You should pay him your respects. Pillar of flame. A sudden blast of heat grabs your attention. An older man standing next to you screams in pain as he's engulfed in fire from seemingly nowhere. As other people start to panic and help the burn victim, you spot a hooded woman standing in the distance. When she sees you, she starts to run. You can't shake off the feeling that you were the target of the supernatural attack. Pursue the hooded woman. Dexterity check success. The hooded woman disappears behind a corner, and when you get there, she's gone. Already mixed in the crowd. In a nearby dumpster, you find the sulfur-stinking hoodie and an envelope containing your photo, plus a curious incantation. So I have the Ethotu Flame. Deals 8 damage. I advance Doom by 2, and it costs me 1 reason and 1 stamina. So in practice, I think this is going to be a thing that I burn to gain reason. But I do want to keep this in my back pocket, because obviously being able to end a so like, here's a trade-off that I might consider, right? If I'm against an enemy that does 2 damage a turn, well, because of the god that I'm fighting, that's 4 damage a turn. So being able, if I was able to end a combat 1 turn sooner, at the cost of 1 reason and 1 stamina, that is a big benefit to me. So, pressing a handkerchief to your nose, you enter the dark room. There is no way they allowed your granduncle to just lie here. What was the correct bow and clap order? Maybe the other guests will know. So I guess we'll go to the dilapidated corridor. As you return to the corridor, you notice another family member has arrived. You notice all the guests are studying small cards. You should ask them about it. A muscular man is eyeing you as you take a step towards him. You can't help but notice a deep scar running across his cheek. This pamphlet? Take mine. I don't plan on following it anyway. We would like to thank you on behalf of our client for participating in this vigil on such a short notice. He was a spiritual person and left instructions we are asking you to follow closely. 9 p.m. start of the vigil. 10 p.m. pray over the body. Clap, 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 bow. 11 p.m. light the fireplace. 12 p.m. pray over the body. Clap, 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 clap. 1 a.m. Nothing. 2 a.m. feed the plant in the study with blood. 3 a.m. cover the mirror in the storage room. 4 a.m. and then 5 a.m. Okay, other pages seem irrelevant to this case. So it is currently 10 p.m., which means I need to pray over the body. Clap, 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 bow. You think you got the order right. Let us inspect his foot, because there is a... You copy it onto your pamphlet. Okay, so let's... I guess dilapidated corridor. So I guess I need to find the fireplace within the next hour, so let's continue investigating. Cold trail. You stand in an old rundown mansion room that stinks like spoiled milk. The room has only 2 doors, one of which you came through. You can't see the strange man you've been following anywhere. Search the room. There's nothing really important here, but you think that you might be able to use the one item that you do find. Energy drink. +1 dexterity till the end of the current mystery. Okay. That's welcome. As requested. I don't seem to have any way of seeing item storage. Oh, I didn't even know that I had the concussion. I should get that fixed at the hospital. Okay. Perception check passed. You spot some dry firewood and add it to the fireplace. +1 reason. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock we have to pray. Let's go back to the storage room. You shudder, instantly recognizing a room from a newspaper photo. 3 years ago, a man hanged himself here. Why is a vigil held in a place like this? Check the wardrobe. Not enough room. Item added to storage. Okay, well, hopefully we... Oh yeah, I needed to put away the burnt notes. Should have done that earlier. Oh, we got a meat cleaver. Okay, I'll probably still keep the carpenter hammer because of the possibility of getting extra stamina back, but... I guess I need to go back to the dilapidated corridor. A pair standing next to a window. The man is muttering to himself while his wife is observing you with her unnaturally bulgy eyes. This reminds me of one of my books. Muscular man is eyeing you as you take a step towards him. You can't help but notice the deep scar going across his cheek and the tattoo. Sotomura scratches nervously at his scar. So again, it's 11 p.m., so let's continue to explore the mansion. I do love it when they have little things that pop up, so... Investigation can wait. A hot bath is too inviting. Yes. You bathe happily and continue with newfound strength, +1 reason. It's midnight. You should go and pray. The guest seems strangely uninterested in the vigil. You should explore more and learn what you can. So, yes, but... I think this is clap, 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 clap. The body. It's missing. But... Where is everybody? It seems that someone has already removed all the furniture from this room. The overgrown plant is casting an unsettling shadow. Oh man, that's a really nicely done touch. Doesn't really seem to be anything here, though. So we'll continue to explore. You enter the art classroom. The room is cluttered with half-finished sculptures and bizarre masks hanging on the wall. One sculpture strikes you as eerily realistic. Check out the... I want to check out the sculpture. Let's check out the masks, though, because it is actually related to the previous mission that we were on. The mask looks similar to the design you once saw in an occult book. You decide to take it with you. So the... Karakosa mask. Armor, faster spiritual actions. Well, seems like I'm happy to put this on. You manage to find one of the guests. They are shaken but otherwise safe. You both decide to get the hell out of this place, but the door is gone. So it's 1 a.m. It's the mystery time. Pair is standing next to the window. The man is muttering something to his wife. Well, okay, so this is always the same. Reminds me of one of my books. In the mirror, you catch a glimpse of something that shouldn't be there. +2 doom. Corridors twist and turn, trapping you in this mansion. You think you can hear the other guests somewhere, but you should you risk getting lost yourself? Okay. So at 2 a.m. we need to feed the plant in the study with blood. Yeah, let's go for the crazy. You cut your hand and pour some blood in the soil. Hopefully that's enough. The museum started hanging up posters promoting the Greek art exhibition, unaware of the danger. The opening night may prove to be the last night for all of us. Itho 2 is coming, and now you know the date. +3% doom, +10 experience. So this is going to be a bit risky in terms of my ability to regenerate my health. The other guest is now safe with you. The whole building cracks and moves. You're scared of what will come next. Okay, so I've got quick thinking, +1 dexterity, there's always a way out. Fast swimmer, again, also dexterity, but in this case I'm going to go for hot bath. This is to make the most of my rests. And I wish I knew what was the dominant... I wish I knew what the dominant... stat was for my hammer. So in this case I'm actually going to hit another point of knowledge. So it is a strength weapon. The body, it's missing. After the 3 a.m. cover the mirror in the storage room. So it is currently 3 a.m. so we go kill them. Why can't I... But I want to cover the... That's weird that I'm not able to do the action itself. That was the same as with the master bedroom. Alright, let's explore. You find a heavy tome wrapped in moth-eaten black velvet in an old locked cabinet. When you remove the book's wrappings, you recoil in disgust. It's bound in human flesh. Read it. Knowledge check failure. Your head swims with countless blasphemous voices, +2% doom and a curse. So I've got panic, concussion, and stalker. Someone is following you. As the vigil is nearing its end, the whole mansion shakes more and more until the walls start to collapse, revealing the shocking truth about your whereabouts. Walls of the corridor collapse, revealing an alien landscape. You can taste the blood in your mouth as the slimy appendages slowly get closer. A voice in your head tells you what to do. Does it? I really like this particular image. Sacrifice the guest or carve the cursed... Let's carve the cursed symbol. The bloated corpse of your uncle slowly floats into the room as the remaining walls collapse. The contract is not over yet. Horrible old man. So he makes the doom go up. So I still want to... Oh, here's an interesting idea. And for safety, we'll get a kick in too. Actually, it was worth trying. Nothing happens. You think you got 3 ritual moves right? I mean, so the open question is, am I willing to... I don't really want to sacrifice guests. How much doom am I willing to put up with losing? Because I can get 10 a turn, so that's basically 4 doom. You know what, 4 doom, I think I can live with that. Oh, right, but it's double. I'm committed. But... The contract is void. A voice booms in your head as everything gets dark. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the grass, an old mansion nowhere to be seen. Next to you are the other guests, as confused as you. Everything feels like a bad dream. Is the man claiming to be your great granduncle really trying to cheat death itself? You and the other family members finally exit the forest and leave the nightmare of it behind. One thing is certain, though. You'll never open letters from law firms in Tokyo. Vicious version of a violent vigil, ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery, plus 30 experience, minus 3 doom, plus 1 reason and stamina, and time has passed by 1 day. The old god stirs. Click here to reveal the effect. Winds of plague. A weird epidemic keeps staff at the hospital busy. Skipping the line will cost you more. Take the key. Minor earthquake on the seaside region has revealed an entrance to a partially flooded cavern system. Local scientists believe some of the corridors could be man-made. Okay, so I'm going to take some risks as far as the doom is concerned. Let's start with a bath, and to even things out, let's do a cold shower. And we'll go for the Scallon outfit. Okay, so our options are the macabre memoir of morbid mermaids, horrible history of household hell. So let's do this one. I'm gonna save the horrible history of household hell. Well, actually, horrible history of household hell can sometimes cost me a lot of doom. Nah, we'll run with this. The janitor was obsessed with mermaids. He's collected every scrap of legend about them in the school basement. Now his mind is snapped. He's decided it's time to make one of his own using the bodies of unfortunate students as materials. Oh man. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. It's one thing everybody at the school is talking about. Another girl from your area has gone missing. Could there be anything connecting all these missing people? Should investigate downtown next. So before I do that, I'm going to go to the hospital first. So, modern medicine can't help here. Okay, that's welcome. Modern medicine also cannot help with stalkers, unfortunately. And then next up, I'm going to rest. So that's 3 stamina and reason. So I'm actually going to rest twice. That's definitely playing with fire as far as the Doom is concerned. But it's a pretty big boost. And the reason why could potentially be apparent after I finish this mission. So, and sorry, Sean, I did see your comment in terms of saying that it's weird to see sort of Lovecraft-style god names next to the Ito artwork. I think this kind of comes back to one of the things that made this game work so well, for me at least, is that it's very easy, I think, for some games to just become a little too slavish to the things that people are used to. So, like, you know, like with Lovecraft stuff, there's clearly a lot of demand for it, and I think most people, one of the reasons why these sorts of things tend to work well is because people know what they're getting, and they expect it, they like it. But what I particularly like about this one is how it's taken some horror elements that I'm very familiar with, but it sort of made them their own, and I think combining the art style with the with Lovecraftian elements, that's one of the things that kind of works for me. I am going to try doing the mermaid sighting, so we will travel to the seaside once, hoping that the investigation will take me there. Again, I'm really playing with Doom here, but the waves lazily wash on the shore. You take a deep breath of fresh sea air, and it clears your head. So I'm already at max reason, so that didn't actually accomplish anything. But we will continue investigating downtown. There's one thing everyone at school is talking about. Another school from here has gone missing. Could there be anything connecting all these missing people? I should investigate downtown next. This is probably going to be more dangerous because of the riots, but experts are baffled by the sudden appearance of 20 stone statues lined up in the row in the middle of the park. I have no idea. Maybe 000 park? You can cast one spell without paying anything. So unfortunately, I don't think... Yeah, this would be fun, but I don't see how this would actually accomplish much. Asking around the neighborhood got you some results. It seems that all the girls have attended the same school. I should probably be taking advantage of these other locations a little bit more, but because it costs me Doom each time, I want to be a little more careful. Oh, I also want to check out my inventory. So, despite your best efforts, you feel like the neighborhood is starting to change. Location's threat level increases. Downtown has got to be getting 1 modifier to skill checks. Okay, yeah, so it's all the same. Okay, item storage. So there's definitely some stuff that I can get rid of. Okay, meat cleaver. What are we looking at here? 4 damage, slower, better chance to hit. I think I will keep that in storage for now. I might change it and sort of the final encounter. I might consider equipping this, but all the missing girls were apparently members of the school swimming team. Maybe someone saw the kidnapper stalking them. You find an old trophy case set in Sorry, I should be reading the titles of these. Trophy case. You find an old trophy case set in a seemingly abandoned corridor. Everything inside is covered by a thick layer of dust. One medal seems particularly valuable. So we can check the plaques and trophies. We can break the window to grab it, and I don't have the tiny key. Let's just check the... Luck check. Failure. You find a small trophy with a curious plaque. Grand Champion of the Cannibal Eating Contest, 1956. -2 reason. This means we ate the cannibals, right? You find a notebook containing handwritten and detailed notes about the swimming club itself and mermaids? This feels like it's getting a little too close to the ending, so I think I'm going to go back to the seaside. In the summer of 1971, a whole class trip fell into the sea when a rock they were standing on collapsed. They didn't find the bodies. Until now. The class of 1971. Oh god, okay, so this is like 4 damage, and I need 3 turns to take this guy out. Or I can try my luck with rituals. I think we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Hits like a truck. You have defeated the class of 1971. Maybe going crazy, but you swear that something is watching you from the sea. Okay, so against my better judgment, I'm actually going to rest at home again. Do I want to go for the full... I think I am going to go for the full reason. A nauseating stench stops you. Someone has scattered rotting fish guts everywhere and has hung up countless fish heads. You cover your mouth as you slowly retreat. A vast flock of seagulls outside viciously attack the windows. -1 stamina and -1 reason. Whoever the kidnapper may be, they seem to be really obsessed about mermaids. Inside the science lab, you find a plan of the tower's sewer system. Someone has marked a path leading from the sea directly to the school building. So back to downtown, which is a bit more dangerous. Metro ride. The only metro line in your town connects to the university and the science complex. You could take a ride to gain some time, but you've got a feeling that something is wrong. Where are all the people? In this case, I want to take the ride because I'd want to try and stop the doom from getting too much higher. Luck check, success! Even though the metro car is completely empty, you arrive at your station without any problems, saving valuable time. -2 doom. There's something wrong here. Weird apathy has seemed to affect every adult that you ask for help. You'll have to deal with this alone. I kind of want to read the comics that these are inspired by, because I kind of get these little vignettes. They were originally a bit disconnected to me, but as I'm kind of getting a little bit more drawn into the story on these, and I don't know, like it's for some reason it's just working a bit more for me this time around in terms of kind of the I'm filling in the blanks a little bit, I think. There's a couple moments where it pulls me out because it sort of feels like they're randomly generated events that don't quite match up. And then I haven't really been paying attention to the fact that it's night or not. But anyways, a heat wave continues with record... Yes, the night heat wave continues with record temperatures. Continuing your investigation takes more and more effort. -2 stamina. You compare the sewer plan with the school map, and it suddenly dawns on you. School basement! This must be the place the kidnapper is keeping the missing swimmers. There was a hole here. Hearing an eerie sound coming from behind the door, you decide to check it out. At first glance, the abandoned classroom seems empty. Once your eyes get used to the darkness, you discover an unusual sigil drawn on the floor. Judging by the smoke, someone put out the candles the moment that you entered. Latu Rata Nikto. So we could light the candles, pick up the book, or study the writing on the blackboard. This time I think we'll study the writing. You decipher the occult instructions and let the forbidden knowledge fill your brain. -2 reason, -2 stamina, but 1 extra spell. Was it worth it? Let's see. Void. Ignore the current event and instantly investigate a random otherworld location at the cost of 3 reason. So I'll consider these to be pocket reason more than anything. There's no turning back now. God, let's hope she's all right. School basement. You burst through the door to the janitorial closet, but it's already too late. The latest missing girl is lying on a dirty mattress, the upper part at least. A tail of a fish has been crudely sewed in place of her legs. She's too weak and died, you hear the mad janitor say. He looks up and down. Maybe you'll do. Man, this is really Outlast Whistleblower. Stepping carefully over a corpse, the janitor picks up the bloody axe. Oh man, this is a really nice touch that they don't show the face. Okay, so this guy's going to do 4 stamina damage to me. So I'm slightly curious. So if I do a dodge, I need 80 on that. But I can still get my attack in. So I'm going to try this round. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to push my luck on this. Okay, got me that time. I think I'm just gonna go straight for the win. This might wind up being pretty costly, though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to heal myself on the next turn. Defeated the Mad Janitor. Mad Janitor's body slumps to the floor. You pick up his axe, using it as a crutch, and you try to leave the room. Injured and weakened, you slowly lose consciousness in the school corridor. Police officers find you a few hours later. No trace of the Mad Janitor is found, but you will sleep a little bit better knowing that the other students are safe. Macabre Memoir of Morbid Mermaids, ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery, 30 XP, plus 15 for a thorough investigation, minus 3 doom, and 1 day has passed. Roads closed. Roads leading out of the town were closed by the police. You'll have to find a new way out. Okay. So, take the key. Can I get my... Yes, I can get my new level. So, first of all, Fire Axe, 6 damage, much slower, higher. I'm going to put this in the inventory for now. And the baseball bat. I think I'm going to put the point in the strength. I mean, there's a side of me that says I should be putting it into the extra stamina. That'll save me 1 tick of the doom counter. So... +1 knowledge of various rituals and regional myths. Leadership +1 charisma, which will basically fill me up on 7 for everything. And smaller doom penalty. Okay, so we're not going to get the doom from running from combat. We're pretty much deciding to stand and fight. So I can really max out my knowledge, or I think in this case I'm going to go for the rounded approach and get the extra charisma, although charisma seems to be used a bit less than everything else. Watch TV. TV host is gutting a big octopus. At least that's what she claims, because there are way too many tentacles. Now, I think I will go for hot water, the extra stamina. There was a side of me that was thinking maybe the XP might be in order. Again, we'll go for a different outfit. I am the captain now. And we'll go on to our final mystery, the horrible history of household hell. There are many old mansions around this town. O Manor is one of them, supposedly haunted by the family of 4, who disappeared without a trace one summer. But is it the only tragic event that took place here? Investigate this mystery. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. Okay, so it wants us to still keep investing the seaside. There is a small worry that I'm spending too much time doing things unrelated. Okay, so I'm going to try a couple things here. I'm assuming I can't sell the bird. No, it's no. So I need to... I'm going to pick one weapon. So 4, 90, 65. Okay. Let me just do a little math here. So I've got 2.6 at a speed of 90. So this is a 3.2 at 95. So that's... the baseball bat definitely seems to be the stronger choice. And then we've got the fire axe. Lightweight and durable. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. So this one's a 6, but a 65 chance to hit. So that's a 3 point not well. Okay, so if I normalize these over speed, So the bat is the strongest of the options, but the fire axe is really... The fire axe is really similar to it. So I think what I'll do to start, I'm going to be a little bit of a baby and keep the two. Actually, so out of curiosity, if I were to apply the same rule, so I've got 4 times 0.4. So technically the hammer is the worst rated out of all of my weapons by the standards that I held here, but again, I'm allowing for the possibility that I get my stamina back. So, with all that in mind, I'm going to go to the hardware store and buy flashlights. And also, I'm going to rest. I'm going to do 2 rests. And we'll travel to the seaside once. So I'm really, really risking it on Doom. Suddenly the air around you begins to whirl. A supernatural wave of freezing wind is approaching. Brace yourself! The sudden blizzard disappears as fast as it began. You leave the beach quickly. So here we'll equip the flashlight. So I'm really curious to see whether or not we can make it on time. We're basically going to dedicate everything to the mystery now. Friends you've talked with are not sure where the mansion itself is located. You have to find the mansion first. A trip to the library may shed some light on it. You stumble upon the computer room. There's a good opportunity to check the school's database to look for anything that might help in your investigation. Check it out. Knowledge check failure. You find a curious folder containing photos. With rising horror, you discover that you're in every one of them. The last photo shows a smiling man standing over your bed. The building was supposed to be somewhere near the cliffs. You copy the mansion's photo from the newspaper and prepare to leave. Hearing footsteps, you turn around. Behind you stands a pretty woman in a sweater. Natural beauty. Yes, this is exactly what I need. You shudder seeing the weird woman reaching to her pocket and grabbing a nasty-looking knife. Pretty face. Mind if I borrow it? Alright. Stop. Hammer time. You know what? This is going to be one of these ones where I dodge an attack. So my reasoning for this is that I need to knock her past 20. So in this case, I might escape a little bit of damage. Still cut me with her knife. What have you done? My face! It's ruined! This is gonna hurt a lot. Wait, what's that? God, lucky earrings. Oh, that's interesting. Why did that get... Let's see if I can figure out what's going on. Full log. So it doesn't actually say what that accomplished. Okay, fair enough. Comparing different mansions with the sketch, you finally find the one. There's only one problem. You'll need a strong rope to enter the mansion through the high window. So, Seaside, we've already got it, so we'll move ahead. I'm really worried about our ability to finish this. Something gigantic and invisible leaves a deep void in the sea. It's not moving, but you swear that it's watching you. You've learned the Cliff Mansion was built is famous for its extensive cave system. You've decided to rent some books that might help you. So we've got the Architect's Journal. One house owner, however, decided to make use of the cave tunnel. It's a natural concert hall, he claims. Search for the missing team of scientists continues. The only clue so far is a code written on a cavern wall. 444 Hertz. Oh, that's right. I can only pick one or the other. So for now, I'm gonna settle for equipping the flashlight. Okay, to the mansion. I don't think we're gonna make it this time. I think they were getting too much doom. Walking through the crowded space, someone bumps into you and quickly apologizes. Realize what's happening. Perception check failure. Before you realize your wallet is missing. The thief is long gone. You've heard a weird noise coming from the locked study. You must find the key. So I think this might be randomly placed, but let's... Hearing a shuffling sound coming from behind a wardrobe, you decide to push it out of the way. You discover a niche in the wall. Someone has put 3 dusty dolls in there. When you try to grab one, however, they jump off and scatter around the room, giggling. Puppet Matron. 1 damage to everything. I think we're just going to continue our... Well, sorry. I need to knock him down 1, so I'll do a dodge, and then we'll knock it down to 20, and then I know this is done in 2 turns. So I should be a little more intelligent about... Oh, no, sorry. I do want to dodge, and then a strong attack. It doesn't matter what else I do. Okay, so I successfully dodged the attack, but in this case here, I just want to finish it in the 2 turns. You've defeated the Puppet Matron. Alright, so again, we might the doom might even get to a point where we, like, we may not even get to the lighthouse at this point. I think I got a little too comfortable resting. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. It looks like one of the previous owners of this mansion liked to read. Dusty tomes reach the ceiling. You don't have much time, but maybe you could spare some time to look through the books. Let's try you don't have time for this, because that might make the doom go down. You proceed to the next room. Nope. The whole building begins to shake as you enter the room. Suddenly, a stone pillar bursts through the floor where you stood just seconds ago. Noticing the arcane symbols painted on the stone, you take a step closer. Study the symbols. Knowledge check success. You recognize some of the symbols from a stone tablet you saw at the museum. What's the connection? This must be where the place where the key is. Corpses are strung up on a wire like macabre marionettes with painted smiles and rosy cheeks. -2 reason. And I'm pretty sure we lose the game when we hit this one. You aren't sure what to expect. The sturdy door to the study opens with a creak. The dark, dusty room is empty, but something feels wrong. A faint draft, perhaps? You move the rotten carpet aside to reveal a secret passageway cut directly into the cliff rock. Make your way down. Following a strange song, you discover a hidden passage that leads you to an underground chamber connected to the sea. But you can't find the source of the sounds, but then it hits you. The acoustics of this place make the waves sound like the most beautiful serenade. Mesmerized, you step closer to the stone altar at the end of the room. So we'll explore some more. You follow the winding corridor until you stumble upon something really strange. Someone has set up a series of vintage-looking speakers, all connected to a single unit. The speakers must be the source of the sounds. You see a knob allowing you to change the frequency. So we know it's 4444. Return to the main corridor. And... interesting. Acoustics of the underground caves make the waves and the machine tone create a ghastly melody, shaking you to the bone. As you move closer to the stone altar, you scream in terror. You are not the only one charmed by the sounds. The cursed chants amplified by the cave system make you dizzy. To your horror, you notice the sound has awakened something else. Oh god, this thing! Well, if we weren't screwed before, okay, so the first thing I gotta do is put on the mask. You don't have time to change equipment. Okay, so all the benefits I would have gotten from having that mask on are gone. I did put on that flashlight so I could find those speakers, but yeah, there's nothing we can do to solve this. The one thing that I can hope for is that it's 5 claps and we're done, but music's getting louder, you must worry. Okay, so 3 moves right. Nothing happens, you think you got 3 ritual moves right. Okay, so... As the sounds get unbearably loud, your knees suddenly collapse, your inner ears burst, and the steaming blood starts gushing from your auditory canal, nose, and mouth. You are dead before your head hits the ground. Alright, I probably should have... I should have paid closer attention to what was going on here, because clearly it wasn't the doom that got me in here. So... You perish, cause of death, inner ear rupture, difficulty level 4, difficulty level cluster, equipped carpenter hammer, flashlight, lucky earrings, incoming doom 109%. Your playthrough lasted 82 minutes 5 seconds. In this run, you managed to solve 4 mysteries plaguing the town. You saw 20 new events, 9 new enemies, and unlocked 1 new achievement. So that was going all right. Something about that mask is both eerie and reminds you of a toadhead. Yeah, that was going all right. Clearly I relied too much on rest. And I'm going to... So I really thought that we had found something interesting on that new mission. But it's very clear that I can't rely on standard combat against that creature. So I think I have... I don't think anybody wants to see a Junji Ito interpretation of Fleshlight. Given the time that it takes me to run through this, I probably wouldn't have time for another game, but might as well just go later, right? It's cold out, so I'm probably not going to go out after streaming anyway. So let's we'll say this will be the last run for the night. As always, we randomize. And I'm tempted to do quick play this time around, mostly because I want to see, so it's got random, easy, normal, and hard. So it says cultist when I do this, so I kind of want to try quick play here, just to see, basically just to see what it counts, because like it seems that the difficulty that it mentions on here is totally different from what it mentions on extracurricular activity. So we'll try a quick play. And then next time we'll go for the customized one. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980. It says 1984 in the top right corner. I'm not quite sure why it says X. Something strange is happening in our town. Rogue figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you're finally arrived in the doomed town. Kthak Ataratsu is once again awakening from its slumber. Blinded by it's impossible to satisfy hunger, it has started to tear down the walls of its cocoon prison. Stop it before it devours us all. The old gods rule. You can't escape from combat encounters. This is actually a pretty mild one for me because I usually haven't run from combat anyway. And then backstory, World of Horror, all unlocked perk cards. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but... Welcome to World of Horror. Important messages will appear here. As a side note, I usually save this for the end, but I will carry on. If you guys are enjoying the stream, I would love it if you put a follow in. If you're just here for World of Horror, I get that. I've done 2 in a row. I'll probably do more of this, but I haven't quite booked in where it is. The usual thing that we do here is Paradox Grand Strategy on Mondays, a pre-recorded Elder Scrolls episode on Tuesdays, although I'm usually in chat for that. And then Wednesday and Friday, I try new and exciting indies. And in this particular case, I was given a key for promotional purposes. So thank you very much for that. And if you enjoy stuff like this, I always like playing stuff like this, especially when it brings new people to the channel. So, alright, back in your home, you think of your next move. You are not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clippings and notes are collected in the next room and should point you in the right direction. So it seems the dominant strategy at the start is just to get the extra XP for showering. Although I should note, we won every game that we did last time we played when I didn't do this, and every time I've showered at the start of the day, I've lost. So it's cursed me. Local police are helpless as more and more victims with their throats slashed turn up in the downtown area. Alright. You don't see anything weird. Let's start a new mystery. Inexplicable and morbid events are plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order that you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. So, we have got a macabre memoir of morbid mermaids, a far-out fable of a fear festival, eerie episode of evolving eels, a rotten report of rancid ramen, and freaky feature of found footage. Okay. So, the ramen, the eels, and the memoir we've done. So, one thing I'm trying to think about is there anything that gets me access to, like, new weapons or anything interesting? I do know that there's going to be a reason penalty. So yeah, let's do the eel one because Kana actually helps me out in reducing damage, so... While returning to your home, someone suddenly bumps it. Also, it just horrified... the ending I chose absolutely horrified everyone, so I'm looking forward to a will he or won't he moment. While returning to your home, why 26, Sean? I don't know if it's something that I should know or not. While returning to your home, suddenly someone suddenly bumps into you. Did you know? You turn around. It's your friend living in the same apartment complex, Kana. That weird dude is back. You know, the one who studies fish. Oh, right, of course, sorry. You shrug, opening the door. Kana follows and immediately enters the kitchen. A while later, she returns with 2 cans of soda. Aren't you curious? What weird fish did he bring this time? She grins. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. So, again, we'll do a first trip to the seaside. I saw this creepy neighbor carrying some jars inside his apartment. I wonder, what weird fish did he find this time? Will you check it out? He surely recognize me if I try to do it myself. Please? So one trip to the seaside, because I know we're going to move on to the face in the window. You can't shake the feeling that those small dock buildings hide some terrible secrets. +2 doom. We know we're going to go back to the seaside at some point, so I'll get the completed event. Although it seems to have had only negative results. As you prepare a bath, you think about all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice-cold water is a good idea. Strength check, success. Ice-cold water revitalizes you, and you're ready for the investigation, +10 experience. I just want to take a second here. I didn't really check my inventory, so... Alright, no weird status effects or anything. Dude's working the school, right? We could break into his office. What do you mean we shouldn't? It must be empty, just because he came back... Sorry, he just came back, and his classes begin next week. Trophy case. You find an old trophy case set in a seemingly abandoned corridor. Everything inside is covered by a thick layer of dust. One metal seems particularly valuable. So again, I don't quite see the logic behind breaking the window, so I'll check it, although again, I think there's going to be a sanity cost for doing so. Failure! You find a small trophy with a curious plaque. Grand champion of the cannibal eating contest, 1956. The neighbor's office at school was empty. You did find a few jars, all filled with weird eel-like fish. Despite your protests, Kana decides to take one jar home. Have you ever seen an eel like this? It's so freaky. Don't you have a feeling it's watching us? How she can sip her soda so calmly staring at this creepy creature? I said the same thing, Mobin. Alright, let's keep investigating the apartments. Mail day. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of letters in your mailbox. Staying up late, investigating the current case has really increased your electricity bill. -2 funds. I don't use the funds that much, so I'm not as worried by that, but I've seen him burning some notes behind our apartment building. Let's go and check it out. Is that eel even alive? Not wanting to wait for an elevator, you decide to take the rarely used stairs. You suddenly trip, but grab the railing at the last second. When you get up to inspect what caused you to trip, you freeze in terror. It is slowly standing up. Alright, Twisted Corpse does reason damage. I don't have any weapons, but that's fine because I need to use the ritual on it anyway. So I could try and kick it out of the world, but that would require 7 actions of that. And so I'd get 6, so that would take 3 turns. I'm going to risk the ritual. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I will get... Oh, can't even get 1 kick in. Okay. 2 ritual moves. Okay, so majority bows. I am good at this game. You successfully banished the ghost, +5 experience. You've defeated the Twisted Corpse, 8 experience. Kana was right, someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry because some of the papers look salvageable. You both return to your apartment and try to decipher the notes. Legend from the blank prefecture eels tells of a small village of robbers who would kill all visitors and dump their corpses into a lake full of eels. That's so weird. Your neighbor was really into eels, it seems. You begin to wonder if spying on your neighbor was a good idea to begin with. While looking around the ransacked room of your recently deceased friend, you discover a half-finished painting of a woman, her skin a ghastly pale yellow color. Goodbye reason. The scene is disturbing. You struggle to look at it. Intimidated by the unsettling painting, you are haunted by nightmares. There must be something more that we can learn. I'll try to break into his apartment tomorrow morning. I wonder what he's hiding in there. You shrug non-committally. You just wish that you could throw this damn jar into the trash. So we're really hurting on reason. Waves lazily wash on the shore. You take a deep breath of fresh sea air, and it clears your head. You may be going crazy, but you can swear that something is watching you from the sea. Easy come, easy go. Spend the entire day waiting for Kana. Where the hell is she? Hearing footsteps behind you, you realize you are not the only student here. A girl wearing a demon's mask starts giggling as she's getting closer. Young witch, 10 HP, and she does 2 stamina damage, which is pretty heavy. Honestly, at this point, just kick the crap out of her. Young witch slashes you with a box cutter. You have defeated the young witch. And I get a steak knife. Steak knife that is designed to cut boxes. Okay, sharp one-handed dexterity, 3 damage, faster than kicking, I guess? Weird red stains. No, I think I know exactly where those red stains are coming from. You can only hope that the red stains are from steak. They're from me! Alright, anyways, this will make the choice easier. You cautiously enter your neighbor's kitchen, and you are shocked to see countless jars filled with eels flailing around restlessly. Where the hell is Kana? So I could go to the bathroom, but I believe that gives me a sanity hit. So let's go back to the bedroom. I found the neighbor, but when his eye bursted, I slipped on the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something in my own eye now, too. So, Woban, what do you think? Should we go to the hospital, or should we puncture her eye now? Anybody else in chat have a feeling about this? Shocked, you see countless tiny eels crawling out of your friend's eye in all directions. Will she even survive the blood loss? You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in the waiting area. Wake up, dude. You've been sleeping for over 3 hours. You groggily open your eye to see your friend Kana. She's wearing an eye patch. Not so pretty anymore, eh? Couldn't exactly tell the doctors the truth about what happened, and I'm pretty sure I won't be winking with my left eye anytime soon. But thank you for saving my life. I don't know, Sean. I guess you'll have to buy the game and see see what happens. There are two. So I have an idea. I have an idea about the value that the game assigns to each of the endings, but I believe it is open to you to decide whether or not you've gotten a good ending or not. You still process the events of a previous night. Corpse-eating eels that lay their eggs in eyes. Sitting with your friend Kana before your apartment building, you watch the police officers emptying your neighbor's place. Eerie episode of Evolving Eels, ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery. 30 experience for knowledge is the key. 15% XP for thorough investigation. There's still hope. -3 doom. +1 reason and stamina for tireless, and 1 day passes. So what I will say, Sean, to keep some mystery left for the people who are interested in playing this game, the reason I am making the decisions that I have, I've seen both endings to this one, and the things I get as a result of choosing the options I have, or I've done, are, I think, beneficial enough to merit the decision that I have made. That does not necessarily mean that is the only one that you should do. There can be circumstances where you might want to decide to go down the other route. Cut off from the outside world. The whole town stopped receiving any outside signal. It must be the radio mast failure. Back to home. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? All right. You can't see any signal from outside the world. What is happening? The ghost gray mist has enwrapped the whole town. Bath time. So I'm most hurt on... Actually, my stamina's perfect, so definitely cold shower for the reason. And we'll go for a new outfit. Okay, so, Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival, Macabre Memoir of Morbid Mermaids, Rotten Report of Rancid Ramen, and Freaky Feature of Found Footage. So, while it would be nice to see some variety, I have a lot of stamina right now, and we know there's a big fight with the janitor at the end. So let's get the mermaid story out of the way, and we can maybe decide on some alternatives. The janitor was obsessed with mermaids. He's collected every scrap of the legend about them in the school basement. Now his mind is snapped. He's decided it's time to make one of his own, using the bodies of unfortunate students as materials. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. There's one thing everybody in the school is talking about. Another girl from your area has gone missing. Could there be anything connecting all these missing people? I should investigate downtown next. So I will go to the seaside once. I can't remember if we went to the seaside the last time we did this, but... Walking on the beach, you spot a weirdly colored rock. It seems to be covered in some kind of black algae. Getting closer, you realize that's not a rock. Drowner Sponge. And it does reason damage. Of course it does. So, time to figure out what my expected damage is for all of these things. Wow, I need 4 turns. Yeah, I'm doing it. What? Oh, I screwed up. I shouldn't have taken that damage. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to do what I did last time. And in this case, I'm actually going to use this to heal. I really don't like these perks, though. Additional item slot is available in the shops. Fast swimmer, faster offensive actions, and completing a mystery grants a random spell. Fast swimmer seems to be the better option here, though, because at least I can do more damage. Alright, there's one thing everyone at school is talking about. Another girl from your area has gone missing. Could there be anything connecting all the missing people? I should try to investigate downtown next. Petty thief. Walking through the crowded space, someone bumps into you and quickly apologizes. Before you realize your wallet is missing, the thief is long gone. I have no money. Asking around the neighborhood, you get some results. It seems that all the girls have attended the same school. Out of funds. It's a bad time to be out of cash, says the grim-looking man who's standing in your way. Our company, fortunately, specializes in cases like yours and will gladly help you get back on track. After all, he takes a step closer, and you can swear there's a faint smell of rust around this man. Everyone has something to sell. I'm going to say the jar of blood, because I suspect that'll do stamina, which I can afford to lose. You startle awake on a park bench. Did you faint? There's no sign of the grim man anywhere, but you find an envelope full of cash inside your pocket. Alright. All the missing girls were apparently members of the school swimming team. Maybe someone saw the kidnapper stalking them? The pool is empty at this hour. It's dark, but you could swear something suddenly moved under the surface of the water. Turn on the lights. You turn on the lights. Luckily for you, no horrors lurk in the water. So the reason I did that is because my stamina is under 10, so I knew that that would give me more reason. Sorry, my reason is under 10. You find a notebook containing handwritten and detailed notes about the swimming club itself and mermaids. Alright, I'm going to go to the seaside again. I think this is the point that I decided to... Old fisherman. You decide to enter a small shady bar in the docks. Maybe some of the old fishermen can help you on your quest. However, persuading them to do so might prove difficult. Well, let's use the funds. No fisherman would refuse a free round. They tell you tales of sunken cities inhabited by underwater things with too many legs. -1 funds, +5 experience. You may be going crazy, but you can swear that something is watching you from the sea. Find a notebook containing handwritten and detailed notes of the swimming club itself and mermaids. So, morbid school. Nauseating stench stops you. Someone had scattered rotting fish guts everywhere and hung up countless fish heads. You cover your mouth as you slowly retreat. A vast flock of seagulls outside viciously attack the windows. Whoever the kidnapper may be, they seem to be really obsessed about mermaids. Inside the science lab, you find a plan of the town's sewer system. Someone has marked a path leading from the sea directly to the school building. Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover the corpse of a policeman lying in a pool of blood. It looks like someone or something tore out his throat. Check the wounds for clues. They didn't tear out his throat, but instead carved an occult symbol with something sharp. You try to remember the shape and escape before anyone arrives. So, I mean, one of the things that I think this game does try to encourage is to try some of the different options, but the problem is like, I actually really do want things like getting extra experience, because that's what helps me avoid resting and making the doom counter go up. There's something wrong here. A weird apathy has seemed to infect every adult who you ask for help. You will have to deal with this alone. You're presently surprised to meet your old friend while waiting for a train. She's undoubtedly changed a lot since you've last seen her. These days, she's moderating a web forum dedicated to the paranormal. Maybe she knows something useful? Invite for a coffee. In between conspiracy theories and Bigfoot sightings, you hear a worrying rumor about an old god slowly awakening to rule the earth once again. Could this be the reason for the recent horrific events? You compare the sewer plan with a school map and it suddenly dawns on you. The school basement. That must be the place the kidnapper is keeping the missing swimmers. So I kind of wish I had more stamina for this fight, but I think we can... Oh, are you kidding me? It's a bad time to be out of cash. Fondest memory. I think this will kill my experience. Ouch! Everything suddenly gets dark. You feel sad, but you can't even tell why. In your pocket, you find an envelope with cash inside. There's no turning back down. And now, God, let's hope that she's alright. You bust through the door to the janitorial closet, but it is already too late. The latest missing girl is lying on a dirty mattress, the upper part at least. The tail of a fish has been cruelly sewn in place of her legs. She's too weak and died, you hear the mad janitor say. He looks you up and down. Maybe you'll do. Stepping carefully over the corpse, the janitor picks up the bloody axe. Okay, so he does stamina damage. Now, what's really neat about this one is I have Kana on my team, and the old god doesn't... the old god doesn't really do anything to me, like combat-wise. Oh, send against the enemy. Wow, okay. I'm going to have to check that out next time. Anyways, so -1 damage received. So what I believe I can do here, I can flail around wildly with my knife. Looks like I still took the stamina damage, so this game is full of lies. With that in mind, so prepare. So I get 8 guaranteed damage. Unfortunately, I'm definitely going to have to rest after this. It's possible. Actually, yeah, because he did more damage last time. Mad Janitor's body slumps to the floor. You pick up his axe and use it as a crutch. You try to leave the room. Injured and weakened, you slowly lose consciousness on the school corridor. Police officers find you a few hours later. No trace of the Mad Janitor is found, but you will sleep a little bit better tonight knowing that the other students are safe. Macabre Memoir of Morbid Mermaids, Ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery. 30 XP, plus 15 for the thorough investigation, 3 doom down, tireless, plus 1 reason and stamina, and 1 day has passed. The old god stirs. Click here to reveal the effect. Contaminated water. There's something wrong with the tap water. It is black and oily and glistening, smelling like death. You hope that it's just a temporary issue. You find a mailbox. In your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing here? So, that sucks. It's been raining since morning, so if I try to take a bath, they still didn't fix the water problem. It's black and oily and glistening. There is no way that you're going to wash yourself in that. So no TV, no showers. We'll change our outfit. And we will... Let's take a peek through the... Oh, what's that? Let's settle on a new mystery. So, Rotten Report of Rancid Ramen, Far Out Fable of a Far Festival, and Freaky Feature of Found Footage. Let's do the ramen one again. Out of thin air, a brand new ramen restaurant opens in town. It's adored by everyone. Once people take a bite, they can't stop. Day and night, the queues stretch out the door. The shambling customers stuff themselves dish after dish, while the blind owner sits silently behind the counter, grinning and polishing his gleaming knives. You are determined to discover what makes this ramen so enticing. What is its true power? Dog meat? Human meat? Flesh of the gods themselves? Okay, so as much as I don't like doing that, we are 2 down and still only at 13% doom. So in this case... Oh, hang on. So, deduction, extra XP bonus for completing the mystery, core strength, all combat moves deal an extra point of damage. That seems pretty good. And bonus charisma. I think I'm going to do core strength, and we will go for the extra reason here. In addition, so the fire axe, higher damage, slower speed, less chance to hit. It's only a 5... Well, see, it's double the damage and only a 5% lower chance to hit. So I think in this case, the fire axe is the right item. I appreciate the protagonist is inundated with paranormal stuff, but this ramen shop is popular. What if it's dogs? It's a bit of a leap. Okay, so we're gonna start by resting. And in this case, I think I'll allow myself to rest to a maximum amount or 30. Okay, maximum amount is 30 doom, so I might come to regret that, but watching the local news, you spot a familiar street. It's a feature about the newest ramen shop. The food critic has a manic look when he describes the ramen. His description makes your stomach churn. Oh, discard 2 item cards to complete this quest. I don't mind discarding the steak knife, but I need to find something else. Okay, for now, let's investigate the apartments. Weird Preacher. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way that the man on the other side of the line puts on the accent on real. Hello? Are you still there? Hang up immediately. Click. You put down the phone a little shaken up. Just how many people did that odd man call today? You can see the restaurant through the staircase's window. You watch the door for hours, but never see any of the cooks enter nor leave. Visitor. Loud knocking opens you in the middle of the night. Open up! Shouts a deep voice from behind the door. I know you're there! Closer to the door and ask what's the matter. Before you can answer, the door's letterbox suddenly opens and an unknown invader tries to look inside. Luckily, you manage to stand still. After a couple of minutes, the man retreats, probably unsure if you're home after all. The only true way to investigate is to get into the restaurant yourself. Struggling artist. Mr. Ooh, your neighbor, is a horror manga artist. He's struggling to come up with a satisfying ending for his newest story. Share your experience, let him come up with his own stuff, or... What's that picture? Not enough experience. Sadly, you don't have any recent stories that would help him. At least public won't experience the same horrors that you did. -1 reason. I'm a little annoyed that it didn't clarify that. It seems that you are not the only one wanting to try for yourself. You stand in line for hours, your questions fall on deaf ears, and you're shunned. Exhausted. The investigation is starting to take a toll on your health. You feel like you're about to fall asleep standing up. How do you address your weakened state? Take a nap, buy a coffee, jog around the block. Jog around the block. Quick exercise help clears your mind, +1 reason. The smell around the restaurant is overpowering. Grease, rot, and... Is that blood you can smell? So I'm kind of rushing through this one just to get the mystery done, because if we're like under 50% doom and we've got 3 keys, that means I'm in a pretty good space. So, hearing footsteps, you turn around. Behind you stands a pretty woman in a sweater. Natural beauty, yes, that's exactly what I need. You shudder seeing the weird woman reaching to her pocket and grabbing a nasty-looking knife. Pretty face. Mind if I borrow it? Okay, so, she'll still hurt me. So if I just swing this thing around, I've got 172, so that means Okay, so the smartest thing I can probably do here is just boost strong attack, boost strong attack. Wow! We wrecked them! Okay, I definitely gotta use this more often. Also, I didn't know the regeneration. By the way, I'm sorry, I haven't always read the lines here. So she says, "What have you done? My face, it's ruined." Because normally you knock off her face, but in this case we managed to get her done in one turn. So, all right, we found the lucky earrings. Got the extra experience, so let's equip those. It's finally your turn to order. 1 ramen, please. The owner's grin widens. See, actually, so one thing I might be willing to... okay. Normally I wouldn't want to do this, but discard. Discard. You sneak into an alley at the dead of night. Gagging, you look inside the restaurant waste. It's a vile pulp. A few chunks of meat look like promising samples, though. Smelly meat, food poison, rancid meat of an unknown source. What is it? Something's wrong. You don't see anyone on the street, and you've just sworn it was crowded a minute ago. You better hurry out of here. The Red Bull is pushed in your face. It's so crowded that you're forced to sit on the floor. Putting your hand in that hole was a bad idea. Seeing the big spider escape, you hope it wasn't poisonous. So I've gained an injury. Bite. Hopefully it'll go away on its own. With a slick hand, you fill a vial of the soup and walk out without tasting the weird dish. Send it to the lab. With a pulling of some delicate strings, you get the ramen into a lab. While handing over the gathered material, you hesitate. What should you send to the laboratory? Vial and the meat. You look at the charts and cannot believe your eyes. While the standard test didn't detect anything weird, adding drops of human blood revealed something horrible. Whatever this thing is made of, it's alive, beating a soft pulse against the glass. Your friend leaves you with the papers, muttering an excuse and preparing to flee town on the next train. Prepared for a fight, you march down to the restaurant. However, you find no eldritch horror to duel. Instead, you're shocked to find nothing but a gap in the street. You ignore the distraught customers still lining up where they remember the entrance. Investigating the grounds, you see something glisten where the kitchen used to be. Cautiously, you look at the chunk of meat and then jump back with a yell. As it flexes, it opens a weary eye, grins, and wanders off on stubby back claws. You walk home shaken, and in your head you hear the weird ramen breathing in its bowl, only to stop to throw up on the street. Rotten report of rancid ramen ending A. Rewards for solving this mystery: 30 experience, -3 doom, and you gain a day. Your friend there is the smartest character. Why do you say that, Woban? Oh, because he, the tech, you mean. Roads closed. Roads leading out of the town are closed by the police. You'll have to find a new way out. So, right after the lab assistant leaves, I can't join them. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What's going on in there? So, it's been raining since morning. So I'm assuming you still didn't fix the water problem. It's black and oily and glistening. There's no way you're washing yourself in that. Alright. Teacher's pet. Captain. Gym clothes. Vanity jacket. Yeah, gym clothes. Someone is standing in the shadow, watching your door. Alright, so we have got the Far Out Fable of the Fear Festival and the freaky feature of found footage. Let's try the freaky feature of found footage. I have not seen a way that they improve anything, Sean. But again, like this game definitely. So I believe there is an option where you can get more of the calculations and whatnot. But this definitely kind of seems to be following the roguelike mold where you tend to learn by getting burned by stuff or by experiencing it. It's one of the reasons why I've been making the same choices over and over, because they're generally positive ones, and there are times when I need a bit of a win. But it's also kind of the wrong way to play games like this because I don't always get to see new things. Alright, freaky feature of found footage. 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about local folklore and legends of the nearby forest. I think I've seen this movie. Now, on the first anniversary of the event, a suspicious man has started asking questions. He claims to be a private investigator hired by the parents of the students. Except the parents of your friends didn't hire him. Who is he, and what did the students discover out there? To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about the local folklore. Maybe you'll find a clue about their last known whereabouts in the school's newspaper. Okay, so we're still doing okay for Doom, so I'm going to take a quick trip to the mansion first. You enter the art classroom. The room is cluttered with half-finished sculptures and bizarre masks hanging on the wall. One sculpture strikes you as eerily realistic, so I really do want to check out the sculpture, but in this case we did get a cool mask, so... One mask looks similar to the design that you once saw in an occult book. You decide to take it with you. So this is a new mask, though, so Stalker's Mask, plus 1 damage against human enemies. Our protagonist, ladies and gentlemen. As you enter the school gym, you notice a strange black doll propped up against the wall. Oh, this never ends well. Against your better judgment, you approach the doll, and what you see makes you gasp in horror. The doll isn't a doll. Your sudden movement causes tiny black spiders to flee, revealing a white, half-eaten corpse. Oop, that reminds me. I should have gone to the hospital. Let's get that dealt with. Oof, they're gonna ask for my blood again. Yatsuhaka Mura. It's getting dark as you arrive at the cemetery, and shadows move in frantic and unaccountable ways between the tombstones. Finding the right grave may prove to be a challenge, especially when you feel someone's gaze on your back. So you can continue looking, confront the stranger, run in terror. Let's confront the stranger. Charisma check success. You whirl around to see who's behind you. Luckily, the other person is a kind old lady who points you to the tombstone that you were looking for. Under a stone, you find a note that someone left for you. Everyone in the village is unsettlingly friendly. An old farmer points you to an old stone. The missing group supposedly started their forest trip there. Feeling hungry, you've entered a small local restaurant and ordered the daily special made with today's catch. Just where the hell did those fishermen go? No way you're gonna eat that, or 1 bite won't hurt. There is no possible benefit to me, so... The smell of the dish alone makes you sick, and you run out of the ghastly restaurant. Sorry, itad akimasu? Sorry, I'm sure some of you guys know what this stuff means, but... Looking back one last time, you continue deeper into the woods. Damn it! I was hoping to go to the mansion. So it looks like we're... While wandering through the woods, you discover strange carvings on one of the trees, and, by the look of them, they were made recently. Could they be connected with the current mystery? Okay, cool. Try to decipher the signs. Knowledge check failure. You can't tell what the strange symbols mean. Wandering aimlessly in this forest, it will take you some time to pick up the trail again. +2 Doom. Following the ghastly music, you find yourself in a forest. The sound is getting closer. Ribcage woman! Okay... I mean, again, we might finish this thing before it even starts. All the paths look the same. Are you lost? Drooping tree branches hang over the path, framing it with an almost macabre way. It's almost inspiring? So I can get lost in thoughts, which will probably hurt my reasoning, or get a grip. You quicken your pace and leave the menacing path. -1 reason. Of course it does. You find a pile of human teeth lying on a nearby rock. Hillside thicket. The trees overhead block the sunlight and you begin to feel gloomy. You have the feeling that someone is following you. You follow the faint sound to a telephone line pole. The moment you notice giant hairy balls underneath it, they start to twitch and rise. Tatoru. So I know what you're all thinking, right? Giant hairy balls. But no, this is got way too much health to be a testicle. Ooh, I missed the attack. Okay. You've gained a new level. Actually, this is just in time. I do need the extra reason, so I will just hit the reason. Definitely, it feels like there's very little benefit to improving your stats and every benefit to improving your health. So we've got fast hands, allows switching equipment during combat encounters, which would have helped me at the previous one, but not this time around. Improvise throwing items during combat in encounters is more effective, and self-therapy for getting spells regains extra reason. I don't like any of these. I'm probably going to regret doing this, but I will re-roll the perks. Hot bath. Ooh, that'll be helpful. Using firearms, melee weapons deals more damage, and ghost can. No, I got to do hot bath. The site of the ritual, the rumored witch house, seems empty. In the basement, however, you find a camera pointed to a large hole in the ground. On the table next to the camera, you see 3 cassettes, each titled after one of the missing friends. Then you hear a curious sound coming from the hole. Peek inside. You kneel down and lean forward to see what's inside the hole. It takes a while to process what you are looking at. It's a gigantic eye staring right back at you. Hypnotized, you continue to lean in, feeling weaker and weaker as the gargantuan beast lures you in. Ooze consciousness. At the very last moment, a suspicious tall man grabs you by the collar. He explains that he is part of a cult protecting the house and the mysterious entity below it. You've got a bigger purpose than to die here, he says, before knocking you out. You wake up a few hours later on a bus heading back to your town. Freaky feature of found footage ending B. The Forest is Restless, knowledge is the key, plus 30 experience, -3 doom, plus 1 reason and stamina, time passes by a day. The real shame about this one was I was hoping to go to the mansion, and I feel like that would have given us some more information for the end of that one. But that was definitely a neat encounter, especially the end. I really like the eye in the bottom of the well. So we do still have bad water, Woban, so... Friendly dog appeared last night. You will have to find a new place to buy equipment. Alright. Someone is standing in the shadow watching your door. So if we do take a bath... Now the thing... I know where you're trying to go with this, Woban. There's a reason why I chose hot bath. Please don't second guess me on that. Because if you go and rest, it will still give you... the bonus. So improved resting at home is the key here. It has nothing to do with the bath and everything to do with the rest. I realize that's ambiguous, but I do know what I'm doing. So, Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival. We're doing okay. So the hot bath might have been irrelevant because I don't actually need to do this rest. There is the danger, of course, that this winds up taking 40 doom. Or I encounter something really, really tough. But I'm feeling pretty safe at the start of this. Fable of a Fear Festival. Your aunt has sent you a letter inviting you to a curious-sounding festival. It is held every 27 years in a small village. You don't like the sound of it, but your parents both agree. You need a break from all the stress. Inside the letter, there's a bus ticket. What's the worst that could happen, you ask yourself as you board the bus. Apparently ignoring the police. Today's goal, explore the weird village. Just when you thought your stomach couldn't handle it anymore, the janky old bus stops at its destination. You get up and take a deep breath before looking around. It's a small village, and the nearby fields are surrounded by a thick forest. Yeah, I was surprised too, Sean. This is the first that's ever mentioned parrots, so... I have absolutely no idea what either of these things mean, so get up, take a deep breath before looking around. A small village, nearby fields surrounded by a thick forest. Someone's waiting for you. A fat man wearing dusty overalls approaches you. It's the inn owner who promised to pick you up. Following close behind him, your eyes are drawn to his hands, which are so deformed they resemble claws more than hands. Your group has arrived in the village and is currently unpacking at the inn, giving you some time to explore. Festival begins at evening. To progress this mystery, choose actions that will advance the clock. As you learn about the terrible secret of this village, more actions will unlock. So we've got the inn, which is free action, or explore the weird village. Okay, so I'm going to see what my room gives me. So this room is dusty, like it hasn't seen any visitors in years. You wonder if anyone cleaned it since the last festival 27 years ago. There's a folder of available activities lying on the table. Onsen sounds good. Hot spring feels great. Finally, you can relax for a bit and enjoy the warm water. Okay, welcome. I had no idea what that was, but so we can enjoy the festival, explore the weird. Okay, let's try the festival. There's still some time before the festival starts. The locals are seemingly busy setting up stands and decorating the place. Few stands are already open, but you can't shake off the feeling that something is wrong. It's getting late. So you can enjoy the festival, buy souvenirs, look for friends. Let's look for friends. You stumble into your friend Iwa. Hey, can you spare some time with me? I don't know what Heko is, but sure. That's The Rock. Your friend is Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, but we didn't get to take him with me, apparently. So, anyways, let's go back to enjoying the festival. Let's try enjoying the festival. Street vendor, you break out into a cold sweat when you see the street vendor's twisted grimace. You back off, wishing that it was only a mask. Today's goal, learn more about the festival itself. A weird sound wakes you up. You step closer to the window and look out. You can see You can't see anything and get ready to go back to bed when suddenly the moon comes from behind the thick clouds. 3 hooded figures are standing at the forest's edge. One by one, they light their torches and disappear behind the trees. What was that about? Who are they? They all wore strange masks. Should you follow them into the forest or try to find more information about the festival? Definitely find more information about the festival. Amateur priest. An old man stops you and invites you into his house. You follow reluctantly, only to be amazed by the number of dusty old sorcery books inside. I can teach you a thing or two about magic, he says. Don't worry about payment. I'm sure we'll work it out in the future. Let's get Smokey the Bear on the case, except. Among the nonsense stories the man told you, you've caught one thing that could be the truth. So we have regeneration, which will gain 2 stamina at a cost of 2 reason, and grow teeth adds a new combat's action, bite until the end of this mystery, cost of 2 stamina. Oh my god! So I can basically, like, so this is the thing that I really love about games leaving some stuff open. So like, if you think about the combination of regeneration and grow teeth, they cancel each other out, so effectively I just kind of go a little crazy by being able to grow this deformity on myself. I like that kind of stuff. Okay. I didn't really seem to gain any information about the festival, so let's try the Weird Village again and see if we can find out more about what's going on. You've stumbled upon a forgotten bookstore in a small alley. The interior is cluttered with dusty old tomes, animal bones, weird vials, and stuffed exotic animals you don't even recognize. Can I help you? Asks the tiny man behind the counter. I have things that will surely help you in your quest. Sorry, just looking. Take your time. See you soon. Something is watching you from behind the trees. Again, I'm going to continue to... Like, I haven't learned anything about the... following a weird gargling sound, you enter an alley. Standing in the shadow, you notice a person wearing a policeman's uniform. Move along, citizen. Nothing to see here. You've made a horrible mistake. Lumpy officer, 24 HP. This is definitely not somebody I'm going to be able to one-shot. So here is my reasoning. We're going to try dodging once, and then we'll whack him with the axe. And actually, sorry, let's try that again. Oh, sorry, I should have... Okay. I'm going to have to recalculate. Okay. So we'll start with a dodge. Triple boost. Actually, there's no point in doing that, so we'll do a dodge. And we can get away with a guaranteed attack, so why wouldn't we? Police revolver. So I've never had a gun in this before. Today's goal? Going back to the inn, you overhear two masked villagers. They are talking about something awakening up at the next dawn. You wonder what's up with that. It's not safe here. You decide to block the entrance to your room with a nightstand. Festival is ending tomorrow and you can't be too careful. So one-handed damage when shot 9. But I don't believe I have any bullets. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the thicket. Trapped dog. In the forest, you hear a faint whimpering in the distance. When we find it, you discover a wild dog is held by the hind leg in a bear trap. The dog growls menacingly when you get closer. We're going to lose stamina on this, but I'm already at the top, so... You free the dog, but the rusty mechanism snaps and the trap closes on your hand. Alright, so we've learned nothing more about the festival. Look for friends. Decline. I can't decline. Why is it so quiet all of a sudden? We've learned nothing about this festival. I don't. So this is probably the mystery I've liked the least because I feel like I have not learned anything and I feel like I haven't gotten anything. Is that blood? Where is everybody? Find the missing people. A trail of blood and sickly smelling sludge leads to an outskirt of the village. Somewhere in the dark forest, there's an answer waiting for you. 4 actions until sunrise. Are you walking in circles? So we can rest at camp. Well, keep exploring. I got teeth. What more could you want? Fair enough. It's said that a famous priest died on this rock. Perhaps his mysticism has seeped into it. Sure, let's tap into his power. Knowledge check failure. You feel you've attracted the attention of something terrible. Parasitic organism burrows under the bark, undulating slowly. Oh man, I sold my steak knife. I didn't think I was going to need it. The bark is flabby and sticky. It makes you recoil in horror. But you look so nice without the mask. Would you wear this one? I guess you'd wear this one more than the one with like the hole in it. You start to recognize some of the paths and rocks you've seen earlier. This is true. The suspicious group of you've been following is gathered in a nearby forest. They're enacting some kind of ritual in a clearing up ahead. The only nearby vantage point is a large rock. Attempt to climb it. You manage to see some of the faces and hear some of the names of the group. Following the ghastly music, you find yourself in a forest. The sound is getting closer. You again! I love this, like, look. It's just, unfortunately, I'm very powerful now, so it's kind of redundant for me to go up against this stuff. Enter the overgrown factory. The sun is slowly rising as you get closer to the abandoned industrial building. Cautiously entering the factory, you can't help but notice the forest got totally silent. Too late! You were not the only one trying to stop the ritual and save your friends. Special forces have raided the occult hideout, arresting the suspects. Led outside by the handcuffed cult leader suddenly stops. You're too late, they say in a raspy voice. Our lord is free once more. -2 stamina. Fable of Fear Festival ending B. Later that day, after an interrogation, detectives let you go free. Festival guests are still missing to this day. You board the old bus wondering what exactly happened out there. Ritual, the being wants more. Knowledge is the key, 30 experience. There's still hope, -3 doom. Tireless, +1 reason and stamina. Time pass. Yeah, so like, I mean, I wanted to like that more than I really did. I felt like no action I could have taken would give me more knowledge, so I was kind of just clicking on stuff to advance it, so. Alright, so because Eyes of Sin is talking about fashion, I'm going to just get this resolved. So the old god stirs, click here to reveal its effect. Riots. Dangerous bands of rioters are gathering in the downtown area. The police are hopeless. Inside your mailbox you find a small key. What is it doing there? So if I go to the town screen, okay, so I can't rest. That is a shame, because I wanted my reason to go up. So, Sin, because you are talking about outfits, do you want captain, teacher's pet, gym clothes, vanity jacket, or Scallon? Sakhalin? That's a nice movie poster. Vanity jacket. Looking good. Okay. What's that? Probably just my imagination. So, seeing as I know I can't... seeing as I know I'm not going to be able to rest to recover my reason, let's pop that right now. My perks. So deduction, extra experience from completing a mystery. Clearly that's not appropriate now. Irizumi, items in the shops are cheaper by 1, minimum 1, and art knowledge +1 perception. Not bad. Let's re-roll the perks and see what I get. So fast hands allow switching during combat, not useful. Small EXP bonus for casting spells. Improvise, threat. Nope, okay, I gotta re-roll one more time. Parting gift, letting allies go grants permanent bonus to 1 stat. Okay, quick thinking. I'll take it. I don't want to doom myself as a result of the constant rerolls. Okay, no more mysteries to investigate, so I guess we go back to the town. You can't see anything. It's time for the final encounter. I'm not quite ready to... Okay, so I'm going to go to the town screen. I'm not quite ready to start burning items yet, but I am going to sell the revolver. To the police officer, clearly. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down longer than you can remember. Multiple padlocks prevent you from entering the building. You need 5 keys. Use the key to open one of the padlocks. to the lighthouse. You finally made it inside the cursed lighthouse. Your gut is telling you two things: that whoever or whatever is behind the weird events must be on the highest floor of this place, and that you should run as far as you can. You're afraid there won't be a way back once you start climbing these stairs. So I'm going to try resting a bit, because now I'm at max of everything. So we start access storage. I mean, I'll bring the burnt notes because they're the only thing I have. And we start climbing. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. It's locked, but you notice an electrical cable. It seems to connect the door to a hole inside the central pillar. If there's a switch inside, you'll have to risk getting cut by the numerous glass shards and knives. Find the switch. Dexterity check a success. You've managed to locate the door switch while avoiding the knives and glass shards. With a buzz, the gate opens, plus 10 experience. Climbing up the winding staircase, you are stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. The rules have changed, kiddo, he says, taking the jacket and mask off. Nothing personal, really. Takashi-san. He improves Doom. He's got 26 HP. So it seems to me I try dodge first. Okay. So I try the dodge on the odd chance that we can avoid the Doom damage. And it prevents me from taking another step. Okay, so at this point we know that we're going to take him out, so... well, we don't know, but it's very likely we're going to take him out. Oh wow, there's extra lines here. The eels of the blank picture would lay eggs inside human blank. You're stopped by a girl wearing a dirty black school uniform. I'm sorry, but I can't let you go any further, she says, reaching for her bag. It's too late anyway. You instinctively take a step back when you notice a knife in her hand. You have to think fast. Try to reason with her. Not enough charisma. You try and talk her out of... you try to talk her into allowing you to pass, but suddenly she raises the knife and slices right across her own throat, nearly decapitating herself. You carefully step over the body. -2 reason. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. A cable that should be powering it is currently disconnected. The power box itself is covered in a weird, moist goo. Just inhaling the fumes makes your eyes itch and water, but to power the gate, you'll need to disconnect the faulty plug. Disconnect the faulty plug. Strength check failure, not enough strength. You're surprised how much effort it takes to disconnect the faulty plug. As you force it, the weird goo burns your fingers. Finally, you manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper cable. With a buzz, the gate opens. Atarasunaska, the spider god character. Okay. So, Doom's definitely getting to a scary level. We got 10% left. Following the winding staircase, you are stopped by darkness. A thick black cloud is obscuring your vision, and you can swear that something is waiting for you inside of it. Well, we don't have a light source, so carry on. You decide to brave through the veil. You finally emerge a while later, safe. But you can't, however, explain the blasphemous whispers that you heard. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You manage to stop the ritual awakening the eldritch old god, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations! You are safe for now. Congratulations, you survived. Level 5, difficulty level cultist. Okay, so cultist is medium level. Equipped fire axe, stalker's mask, which is a ridiculously powerful combo, by the way. Incoming Doom 90%, your playthrough lasted 65 minutes 52 seconds. In this run you managed to solve 5 mysteries plaguing the town, you saw 32 new events, encountered 7 new enemies, and unlocked 1 new achievement. And that was World of Horror. So this has been really fun. So this is 2 evenings in a row of this. One thing I would... Thank you, Isabson. And Woben. So yeah, this is a game by Panstas and published by Usebird Games. Again, they did give me a key for promotional purposes. I had a lot of fun with this, and I will probably do more of it. So the one thing that I am looking to eventually try is customize the playthrough. We'll take a quick look at it. Oh, wow. One of the core ideas behind World of Horror is modularity, allowing you to mix and match various card packs with different content. Simply select card packs that you want to be included and continue by pressing the arrow on the bottom. So World of Horror base game, card pack containing everything you need to play this 1-bit horror investigation game. World of Horror Unlockables contains all cards you've unlocked through achievements. World of Horror More Students contains an additional 4 skins for random student allies. Extended A, unlock while playing. B, C... Okay. So it looks like I've been given these already. Let me continue. One last thing. A tall man left a suitcase for you this morning. He said you will know the password. Oh! Neat! Okay, so this really isn't a custom... Like, I know it says that it's customization, but it's more like... What things do you want to get? Okay, no, I was wrong. There's more here. Excuse me, this world is very frightening because this is a PG stream. This is anything but on this one, Uncle Cranky. This game is actually pretty intense at moments. Okay, this is a lot more interesting. So we've got Kiri. Could the ghost be following her be in any way connected with all the weird events happening in this town? Higher knowledge minus strength starts with 1 random spell. Akio Takashi. 18 female, barely surviving after a ghost of a drowned man kept her underwater. She is determined to solve this mystery. I kind of feel it would be nice to know a little bit of this backstory in the other playthroughs. So higher dexterity, lower knowledge starts with combat speed bonus. Haru, 25 male, robbing that old abandoned manor was a mistake. With his friends dead and mutilated and a vengeful horror chasing him, no speed is too high. Bonus strength minus knowledge starts with cigarettes. Mizuki Hamash. Okay, so apparently if you're a woman, you are 18 in this game. There's this game about the platform, and it strongly calls to mind the manga works of Junji Ito. Tell me more about this manga artist. What a strange world we live in, where stopping an ancient evil is the easiest way of boosting your career. Oh, sorry, I didn't even take a look. So we've got the transfer student, the swimming team captain, the Yakuza driver, a teen idol, bonus charisma minus strength starts with a random ally. Kojui Tagawa, 19 male, he's a photographer. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. The government won't sweep this one under the rug. Plus perception minus dexterity starts with a camera. And Mimi. The only work of his that I've read is called Uzumaki Spiral, and it's really unsettling and a good way for a horror work. Strongly recommend. Yeah, so this game puts it in the blurb to buy it on Steam. It directly references it, and it's definitely the art style was the thing that first drew my attention to it. So I took a quick look, and that was the first. There's like some really famous panel from that, so I definitely want to check it out. But I have no idea where I would find it, because I've never read manga, so I'm sure somewhere where I live it'll be here. Yeah, basically gone. Medster, hey, we've got a female who's not 22. Mimi, finally a way to put to practice everything she's learned so far. Bonus knowledge minus dexterity, she starts with a scalpel. And we have base World of Horror. At the beginning, no one had any idea of what we were up against. And medical history. Disillusioned with the medical care, you know you'll need to pay up. You start with an extra experience and bandages, but each damage can cause an injury. And that seems to be... Okay, so I believe this is stuff that we have unlocked through play. So you say extra options. Timeline, a world of horror, occult capital of Japan. Every year our city is visited by hundreds of tourists interested in the paranormal. Use character. Oh, I wonder. I wonder if that's the festival I wound up going to. Use character exclusive perk card, all unlock perk cards, prioritize new okay, neat. Item statistics randomized. Like a completely random. Oh. So it says something about the old god. I don't seem to be able to pick it though. Start with a game with a randomly selected character and old god. So I could be missing something here, or maybe I just don't get to pick the old god that I'm up against. So we got Initiate, max stamina 21, max reason 21, start with 5 funds, threat level lowered. Cultist 17, 17, start with 4 funds. And True Believer 13, 13, no funds, threat level increased. I mean, I'd probably be willing to try True Believer. We had some trouble at the beginning of this stream, but I've actually been able to get through it. Oh, I didn't mean to start this. I'm not, as much as I would love to do another playthrough. Let's get out of here. Oh, thank you, Uncle Cranky. No, I mean, I'm super interested in it, as I said. It's just really funny to have so many people mention it. Thank you, Uncle Cranky. I'll check it out now. Yeah, I'd love to do another playthrough of this, but I'm past my time. So, but yeah, I'm very, very happy. It's funny, like, I was definitely I know a couple of games have used this strategy of, like, slow rolling everything out so that streamers get interested in it, because, again, if a streamer as small as me is able to turn down keys, then it's definitely kind of it's hard to get people to play your stuff. So I was definitely struck by the art style. It was very interesting. Like, to me, it was like, oh, so it's like Return of the Obra Dinn with absolutely terrifying imagery. Show me more. And then a couple of streamers who I like were playing this, including somebody that The Eyes of Sin was modding for, so that was another reason why I wanted to check it out. So I was kind of like, maybe, you know, when it comes out of early access, I'll give it a spin, and like more so for my own time. But right around the time I was thinking that, I got an email. It's like, hey, you know, we've got this thing. Would you be interested in playing it? I'm like, I actually really would. So they definitely had my number, and I'd love to know how they figured that out. But this is definitely a very cool game. So from the early access Steam page, again, I was given this for promotional purposes. So while I don't necessarily get any kickback for this sort of stuff, it is worth mentioning that if you are interested in picking this up, the game is not complete yet, but they say, we consider the current state of World of Horror to be a pre-release version that might not function as expected. I can definitely tell you there's a couple of bugs or things that I've sort of stumbled over, but nothing like game-breaking. What was it? Please note, the standard playthrough of the game consists of 5 randomized mysteries to be solved, with the final ascension into the lighthouse, which can take anywhere between 90 minutes to 4 hours depending on one's playstyle. The critical path for the game involves making decisions to resolve all events and battles encountered by the player character during the course of the above mystery, blah blah blah. I'm trying to see... Oh, here we go. Okay, so here are the things that they are going to be adding. There are many non-essential actions players can take within the game that are not required to complete a playthrough the game, though such actions may increase the player's survivability within the game or offer additional immersion and or enjoyment. These actions include, but are not limited to, using the television, VHS player, or telephone. Oh wait, these things are already here. So what about the stuff that they're adding? Oh, okay. How's the full version plan to differ from the early access version? The early access version offers 12 mysteries to solve with 200 encounterable events and 5 main characters, plus 2 hidden unlockable characters, with differing stats and perks to play through the game with. We plan to offer at least 20 mysteries in the final game alongside additional characters, items, and many more blood-curdling events. And finally, the thing I was looking for, will the game be priced differently during and after early access? Upon leaving early access, we intend to raise the current price to a price comparable with other roguelite style games. I still prefer the term roguelike personally, but anyways, that's life. So they say, we plan for the game to be in early access for at least 6 months with a roadmap to aim for a full release in the last quarter of 2020, but this is subject to the quality and volume of player feedback. We may take more time to tweak and overhaul the game should we receive compelling feedback and are able to invest in appropriate solutions for the indicated issues. So, with that in mind, if you want to pick up the game now, I believe both on itch.io and Steam, it's $17.49 Canadian, or whatever your regional equivalent is. I think it's about $15 US. If you'd like to check out the developer of the game, twitter.com/Panstaz, Panstaz. There's also a Discord, which you can go to the Steam page for it. It does not read particularly well. If you encountered a bugs at whgame.com, but presumably if you have not played the game yet, you don't need to report anything there. And yeah, I was really interested in this. So I suppose if you want to play chicken with the price, you can wait until the final quarter of 2020. If you want to pick it up now, it is going to be less than the final version of the game, and I have had a jolly good time with it in the past little while. So it's definitely it's my kind of horror. It's definitely imagery that is, it really sticks with you a bit. If you don't believe me, check out the trailer. They really show you some of the other wild stuff inside of it. And yeah, I don't know. It's neat. And I think one of the other things that really sticks out to me about this, and this really happens with a lot of games that become very special to me, is it's introduced me into something that I didn't know about before. I did not know about Junji Ito. And I definitely want to check it out now, having seen that as an inspiration for the game, just the same way that Civilization made me look into history, and a few other games kind of inspired me to do some other types of reading. One last thing I want to say before I go, Uncle Cranky is an Australian streamer, so while I have to vamoose, I do want to get my last batch of shoutouts in. So Uncle Cranky is, like I said, an Australian streamer, so his hours might work a little bit better for you if mine don't work out. He's been playing XCOM 2 recently, and I've been having a great time watching him play it. But he's also done stuff like the Bioshock series, as well as The Witcher, so another variety caster, very friendly guy, and moderator for Outworld. So, I'm kind of filibustering right now because I still need to find somebody to host. But we'll be up there in a minute. I think I know who I'm hosting, but let's just take a quick second. Yes, Elegy is streaming. So, sorry. Yes, while you were Australian, I should have specified. He is correct. Well, obviously he's correct. He is Australian by birth, but presently lives in New Zealand. So I guess that is actually proper to call you a New Zealand streamer, but I'm just mentioning it because of the accent. People like this. People like the sound of your voice, man. Anyways, let's host Elegy tonight. The Eyes of Sin mods for him. He's been playing a game called Crosscode recently, which I'm actually not that familiar with other than watching him play it. So he's a larger streamer, so you don't necessarily have to do the we were tired of System Talk, heard this place was better, because I don't know him particularly well. I hope you guys enjoyed this. In terms of the oncoming week, recording a new Morrowind episode this weekend. Monday, we are back with more Age of Wonders Planetfall. Wednesday and Thursday, I actually don't know what I'm doing yet. I really wanted to do 6 Ages tonight, but World of Horror really got its hooks in me. So I will say on Twitter when I've decided when I'm streaming. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as usual, unless it's the third Wednesday already. No, it's not. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.